Welcome everybody to the two-man power trip, the black man starting the nerd lifestyle. I'm Nicholas, Mr. Go with the Flow.
And I'm the man with the plan, Maurice.
And we're back with another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast. What's up, co-host?
What's good, bro? What's good?
Yo, we got a ton of stuff to talk about today.
Oh, really?
Since we've been out for a while and stuff like that, there's plenty of stuff to cover, and there's plenty of news that just keeps seeping out this week a lot. So kind of everything gets jam-packed. So let's jump straight into Vibe Guys already.
All right.
So this is going all the way back to the last time we were chatting. This was like right before Anime NYC. So let's start off with our coverage of that weekend, and more importantly, our experience of Anime NYC that Sunday.
Yeah, you know what? Anime NYC itself was chill.
Yeah, for that Sunday, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was worried about LineCon and stuff like that, but none of that really happened. It was just cold.
Yeah, this one sat itself on a cold weekend for sure. I know a lot of people that was coming in. I seen Twitter lighting up about people coming into New York and wondering why the hell they got bitch slapped by cold so fast.
For real.
Yep, they learned something that day. Come around New York, you find out that. But we'll find out later, I guess, when traveling out Texas and shit like that, how hot that could be in the summertime.
Oh yeah, definitely. We definitely will. So I had went to Texas. What was it? It was in the summer. Oh yeah, that heat, but it's dry, so it's not bad. I wouldn't stay there for long, but yeah.
Maybe we got that weekend in general, so we find out then. I mean, is it like that dry heat like DC?
Kinda, but it doesn't switch up. It's just there.
Oh, well, that landing and stuff. I mean, I guess we'll do what to do on that one, sure. But what it was even though it was like chill overall, was it anything nice about like Anime NYC this year in comparison to any other years? Especially because like in comparison to last year, we did both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so it's kind of like balance off of that. But coming in here just straight off of Sunday, like how was the vibe?
Like I said, it was just really chill. So Sundays are usually like that, but since we didn't have all the excitement of Saturday, so by the time we got there, like on Sunday, well, you got there earlier than I did, so yeah. I don't know what the experience was like for you, but by the time I got there, which was probably like around...
It was still chill. By the time I got there, I was looking around and it was looking like dead zone, but I got there like around like 9-10 o'clock.
Yeah, and I was like, So when I got that thing, I got there around 1, and yeah, so I just went in, the normal, song and dance outside. Yeah. But once I got inside, it just felt like Anime NYC, so we ran around the show floor. That was cool. Going down Artist Alley is always a trip.
Yep, look for stuff.
Yeah, just enjoying the environment, just enjoying being there, seeing the cosplays.
And actually getting to go around without much hassle, always appreciated.
Yeah, like this go around, I would say the only thing is like I didn't feel like I was jam-packed, like I was in line, school or something. So like I felt a little freedom of moving around. It wasn't like I was bumping into everybody left and right like last year.
And I think this year, the more integration of black anime fans is coming through loud and clear when it comes to Anime NYC, because if it isn't one thing on TikTok, I can see for sure that the viral videos that I see around is everything of different dances, and I seen Cupid shuffles, I see swag surfing, I see everything start to bring anime fans together, stuff like that, in big motions and big commotions. So that's what's up, and we got to see family out here doing their thing all around. Shout out to Black Ramen Podcast, VOE Podcast, everybody out there making movies out of their whole maneuvers. It looked like a blast, and we happy y'all all had a blast out there, Joe, and y'all had y'all time in the sunlight.
Yeah, they definitely looked like they had fun on the days that they went. Yeah, seeing VOE and chilling with them, that was cool.
Yup. We see Kevin being the biggest chaos fan out there, and just
that man's a menace.
Man, that's he my favorite menace, y'all. Kev going out there and messing with people and shit like that is hilarious. That is really genuinely hilarious. Kevin's a mess, man. That shit great.
Right, so yeah, like I said, Anime NYC, I enjoyed the one day that we were out there.
Yeah. Anime NYC was definitely the vibes. We'll see about next year's situations and stuff like that. But they definitely got it. I guess overall they had it more under control with all the mess stuff. Cause I did hear like since we wasn't there Friday and stuff like that, I haven't heard anything about like a mess with the LineCon or anything for anybody else. So it sounded like they were maneuvering pretty well, I guess.
Yeah, I hadn't heard any big rumblings like, oh my God, it was like Lion Con or anything like that. I didn't hear nothing like that really at all.
So I mean, that's what's up. So they learning, they getting better. So big props to them and you know all that other stuff. All right. So other than that, for that weekend in general, we was both busy. That's why we didn't necessarily go to Anime NYC for the other couple days, stuff like that. For on my end of the card that weekend, we did go out that Friday. We had karaoke time. Shout outs to Katie, all enjoying ourselves, just have a good time, and then switch up. Saturday, I had coat drive, stuff like that. I was manning the doors to you know rowdy folks that was trying to give coats and stuff like that. But it was good. It was a good, successful time. After that, I went to go meet up with the homie Ryan, aka Lord 69, up in the city and stuff like that. We got the good eats. We got to eat Prince Street Pizza, and then we went over to Tony Baloney's where I finally got that rib sandwich and shit like that. That was phenomenal eats. And then we ended up at Full Gear, which was good time in Jersey and stuff like that. Thank God they decided to end on the clock at 12 that time, so that was maneuvered perfectly. So I get out of there and catch any kind of sleep I could to travel on to Anime NYC and further. And then after that was when we went to K-Town and stuff like that and had Korean barbecue and stuff like that for the homie's birthday. So shout outs to Ranja and Dorinda at that time that was celebrating a birthday that week. Their birthdays always coincide with the Anime NYC, so they always got to be celebrated on that stuff. And we had a phenomenal time at Wanjo's at
we definitely did.
Like that. So Wanjo's, what's up? And that was a good adventure all around. So Sunday was definitely good vibes. So you could talk on your overall weekend for that weekend.
Well, they said, Friday we went out for karaoke, so that was fun. We had a good time with that. Saturday I went to my aunt's birthday event, and so it was cool because I saw family I hadn't seen in a while, and just celebrating something nice.
And you popped out too. We saw the fit.
Yeah, I had to do something nice. I had to just get it cleaned up a little bit,
Wrap it up.
Right?
Respect back.
Right? And then, like I said, on Sunday, we did Anime NYC, and then we went to Wanjo's, which was very lit. I'm like, okay.
Good bless right there. That shit was good. Yep. So that covers that weekend in general and stuff like that. And just working through that week, you remember kind of what was kind of the stuff of the work week for that?
Man, listen, so Monday I was by myself. Yeah. So worked and everything went to go left. I was like, that's great.
Yeah, I took off that day. I couldn't feel my legs. I literally couldn't get up. So I was like, nah, sleep.
No, in fact, here's what happened. So this is what Thanksgiving had threw me off. So that week that Monday, I'm thinking nobody is going to be there, not realizing it's the next Monday.
That's hilarious. When you sent me that message, you just pulled up and like, all right, so I'm gotta handle what I gotta handle and what I gotta maneuver. Yeah. And then you look around, you like, wait, what the fuck? Why are you? Aren't y'all supposed to be gone? No, sir. It's next week.
Yeah, and I was like, so I'm up early doing stuff, get ready to do stuff. I'm like, what y'all doing here? What y'all on for? Oh shoot.
Giving them dagger eyes.
Right? I was like, man, you know what?
This bullshit.
I'm going back to sleep.
Exactly. Nah, the second the freaking light bulb went off, nah, man, I'm going straight back to bed.
Right, so then doing that stuff all that week, it's like, okay, the rest of the week, standard work stuff. Then we get to this Monday where they was really gone.
Oh, well, yeah, now they gone.
Right, now they gone. And I'm like, so before that, Thanksgiving was cool. My sister came up, we cooked, had a good time, ran around and did some stuff on the weekend. We went to the Shirley Chisholm State Memorial Park on Saturday.
I saw the picture of that. That's cool.
So we did that, some other family stuff. Then on Sunday, shout out to Wilkins because he had his little birthday dinner, and we went to that. Another Korean barbecue spot. So that was good. Shout outs to Wilkins. Shout outs to Wilkins.
Jabba and all that stuff, all the good stuff.
Right, and then we got this Monday. Like I said, I was by myself. Things want to go left.
Oh boy.
I was like, at that point, I was like, by the end of the day, I was like, I don't even care.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, I'm in Friday mode at that point. So
pretty much.
Tuesday was more the same. Everything up till today was like that. So I was like, I'm in Friday mode. I'm like, whatever comes, it comes.
Oh, you're not gonna talk about your little poach friend that decided to take a load off for a minute?
Listen, so you talk about the bird. Listen.
Yeah, that bird is the word, boy.
Listen, he was gone by the time I got up this morning. All I know, homie must have been tired because the way. So I'm over here. This was yesterday, Wednesday. So I'm over here finishing up a call with the user. Yep. I hear this loud thump on my AC. I go to look to see what it was, and yeah, it was a pigeon. And son looked at me. I looked at him like, "What are you doing? You fly? What happened?"
And Son's adventures. He said, "Nah, bro." And it was that cold and rainy wind combo day as well.
I knocked on the window. I'm like, "Yo, get moving." Son looked at me like,
"Moving?" He said, "You see this weather? What are you talking about moving?"
Right. Son turned around and was like, "Nah, I'm not going nowhere."
He wanted to make sure the area was secure and he was good enough to start flying before he moved. He said, "I'm gonna post right here for the night. You are the hotel." Son.
Listen, when I left to come see you guys on later that day, Son was already nestled up next to the window in full puff, like, "I'm taking a nap." I'm like,
"See, I'm telling you, he's coming back with twigs eventually." He was like, "I'm gonna set up shop. This is the house."
And when I got back from seeing y'all, homie was still there. So I'm like, okay.
Said, what are you shocked, man? I said I'm gonna stay here for the night. You were the hotel.
Yo. And I was like, yeah, and when I got up and checked, homie was gone in the morning.
Exactly.
So I'm like,
okay. He checked out when you didn't see, man. He said one night.
I was like, okay.
He ain't come back yet?
Nah, he ain't come back.
He ain't come back for round 2 stay?
Nope. I checked before the pod started, and he wasn't there.
All right, man. You better keep it posted for the weekend. See if homie come back with some biddies. Shit. Next thing you know, you gonna hear a couple of thumps on the AC. Like, why this nigga brought back his whole family?
Yeah, I'm like, nah, we not gonna do this here. Y'all got to go.
The AC beer and the AC B&B.
Right?
Shit, man. Nah, that's something else, man. That you and the rat with wings out here. And not fucking with nothing, especially that weather. Nah, it was a mess up. Nah. But yeah, so heading back. Thanksgiving was great. We had the whole family together. A lot of the family hasn't been together in a while, especially my sister and the kids get to see everybody seeing that they big up and stuff like that. And we finally found the one show that had us kind of all together, just general, which kind of goes a little bit more into one of the nerd newses that I have coming up later. But we was all sitting around and watching Wednesday Addams, which I mean that's blowing up on Netflix in general. Heard that shit is shooting up big time, but it was definitely like it was the perfect thing to watch between me and my family because like everybody had a stakes in like the Addams family at some point in a generation, and then to see my niece was like super enthralled. She's about to hit the 11 mark and stuff like that, and like she's getting bigger and stuff like that. So her being enthralled into shows like this stuff, that's pretty cool. So it had every of us generation kind of like sitting down, and it's kind of hard, especially like not like a straight movie and stuff like that, for us to all like sit down and enthralled and invested to multiple episodes of a series one go. Really had me surprised. I was what's up and thinking, you know, we was all good. We was all eating. Earlier on in the day of Thanksgiving, I was out with my church. We was preparing 400 meals for the homeless. So we got that all out. The out finished around like 11 o'clock, there from like 8 o'clock. Got that out the way, and then usually the tradition for me and mom is another spot that a Jamaican restaurant be giving out free food and like a whole bunch of stuff during Thanksgiving in general. Place called Cooler Runnings. So it was there. We made our stop real fast. They kind of open up around 12, do all that, and they got it maneuvered. They've been doing this shit since like the late 80s.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they've been doing it like nonstop. Pandemic didn't stop nothing. So they made sure everybody fed, everything's good. So got that, and then we prepared for dinner and everything. So it was good vibes with the family and stuff like that. And then right after that, I had work the next day, but I was really preparing all the packages to go out for everybody and stuff like that. So I was on my jolly old Saint Nick shit. So I was sending out all the gifts for all the folks. I like to maneuver that shit super early as much as I can. Mail and messing up with like X, Y, and Z like that. So that was that weekend, and then weekend spent kind of on a recovery mode. Me chilling with Kenya, so we was good most part, and then came back chilling. Mom trying to work over her being under the weather and stuff like that. She's still on the decline of stuff like that, but she's getting better.
That's good.
There. So that's what's up. Other than that, it was chill for the most part until about Wednesday. We was all linking and stuff like that, and then you, me, and Peter, aka Sentai Fountain of Knowledge, was chilling. It was a good time at Udon Lab, eating swell, and then he exchanged and gave our gifts and stuff like that. And now we on here where away from just work in general, because the trainee the week prior, the trainee was getting like a whole bunch of lessons and learning what was good and stuff like that, but it was like kind of on and off because she was off and on because she had a couple things to do. But she kind of been out for like majority of this week, but she's supposed to be in tomorrow, and at that point it's supposed to be kind of a crash course because tomorrow's my last day until the 13th.
Yes, I was wondering. I was like,
So that's gonna be. And then they gave me that, like, I was finishing out and I was catching up on everything, and then they gave me like a load of new batch of dental and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be able to finish that. So either they're gonna have to wait till 13th, and then the funny part about it is the lady who gave me, we're both about to be out because she's about to be on vacation too. So, and she's the one who reads all the emails and gives out all the information. So regardless, I'm like, I mean, if y'all want to hold it, because she gonna be out anyway too. So we're the two main people that handle dental for like 3 different buildings.
Well,
so we're gonna be on vacation. So I don't know. There's no rush system happening here. So I mean, there's nobody to call. So y'all gonna have to. But yeah. And then I gave them out a batch of like 36 patients for all three places. So they have time. They can maneuver and figure out, you know, what they do, because there's people who are already on the hold, so they'll be okay. But other than that, I've caught up on majority of my stuff. Trainee gonna be getting a crash course if she does show up tomorrow, or I'm just gonna breeze through whatever I got, and then I'm on vacation mode to the 13th.
There you go.
Yep. That's
they got to figure
as
it out.
That's as much as prepare. That's as much as prepare the others I could give.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's
you
about
did
it.
You did what you could.
Exactly. I'm being nice this boy. So there you go. So that's us caught up on Vibe, guys.
There we go.
All right. So moving on to the next segment. So this week, this really isn't a question or anything about off the cuff, but I just wanted to talk to. So since our last recording and us being known as a Power Ranger / Super Sentai podcast, we had the biggest of unfortunate news happen to us that makes the Anime NYC experience of that Sunday almost super unforgettable at this point, because it was a double-edged sword of finding stuff out that Sunday and then just getting news articles and getting like mixtures between people's certain messages and watch people's stories and getting information as it's like flying on by. And then we're already like focused on Anime NYC and trying to get out for Anime NYC stuff. And then the news started flooding in that we had lost Jason David Frank, our beloved green, white, red, black, Draken, evil, like multiple years of a ranger and stuff like that. And it was so unbelievable. And talking from experience of like running through Anime NYC and looking at my phone as my phone was dying and just getting all the information of all the things that were happening, and then people just flooding the messages coming in, especially to, you know, who we are and stuff, content we put out, and people just, you know, sending, have you seen this, no, this isn't real, and this and that, and trying to process it while running around is like a crazy thing. And then getting confirmation friends and confirmation news articles, and you know, couldn't deny it anymore. It's been a crazy time. So I just wanted us to spend some time to just talk about, you know, JDF and memories and personal like thoughts and experiences of how he changed your life or watching experience or stuff like that, because we definitely have, you know, main stories on this stuff. So how, like you could talk on some memories on JDF.
Oh man, we I begin. We a lot of memories.
I know, man. That's what this off the cuff is definitely dedicated to just we could talk memories on JDF for a while.
Yeah, I remember the stuff from Zio. Oh man, I remember when he returned for Dino Thunder. I remember the OG stuff, which we'll definitely get into in more detail when we do the Green Ranger saga. But yeah, so anyway, I remember when he first showed up. I remember when he came back originally as the White Ranger. I remember that as a kid.
And just think about it. I mean, this is gonna probably be brought up eventually when we decide to review around. But VR / you know, Cybertron when he was we could have a whole episode on what would the history of Power Ranger have been if he stuck on as Adam Steele with the main character as the pilot for that series and never touched into Power Rangers.
Yeah, if the roles were reversed like they were supposed to be, with the character that wound up playing Ryan Steele going to be the White Ranger and JDF taking over as Ryan Steele, you know, honestly, I don't know where things would have stood.
Yeah. I mean, he was the one, because, what was it? The main history of it is when he had his time finished up with the Power Rangers and they was looking for the White Ranger, their parents had called in high demand asking for Jason David Frank to return. So that was a person that was like totally influenced by the parents. And, you know, at the time, Power Rangers was super influenced, especially like American stuff like that. Their audience was super influenced by the parental parental call on stuff. I mean, look at the whole situation we always talk about with Lord Zed.
Yeah. Oh man, Lord Zed.
The Power Rangers show and parents have had a complete synergy on a lot of shit.
Yeah, they definitely did. But no, JDF was a game changer.
Yes,
in the series.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like we was talking about. So yesterday we was there with Peter, and we had a memorial. Just pour something out for JDF and stuff like that. We was making up for that stuff, but we was talking about it, and I said it blatantly. And this was a guy who put the series on his back when a lot of people wasn't like making it big known before social media was making it a big like nostalgia turn and stuff like that. This guy carried and showed how important Power Rangers was to him, and vice versa, how he was definitely the game changer for Power Rangers. Because I mean, everybody remembers a lot of stories, and even if like people don't even go fully into the White Ranger, a lot of people was game changed by the Green Ranger story.
No, he was a flag bearer for the Power Rangers series itself. So even when it did his handoffs from Saban to Disney, back to Saban, then to Hasbro, he was really champion Power Rangers.
Yeah. And he was there to make a big call. Like if we want to talk about like notorious figures and stuff like that people will remember and come together with and stuff like that. He was the mighty one that they put on their back. He was the big legend.
Yep. Now you read about that.
Yep. So for my personal stuff, I mean, just obviously going back and watching all his stuff around my generation when I started to get in and watch on the Power Ranger stuff. But just growing up being a fan and him being the quintessential person to go towards for karate and stuff like that, and my history with karate and growing up and stuff like that, watching him is like a big inspiration to just wanting to be out there and doing the karate moves that wanted to do. He was the eccentric one. He was the wild guy. He would teach you all the lessons and be fashionable in them colors for sure. And then just getting to meet him, like he was one that loved his fans. He was that made sure if you was waiting a long time in the convention and you was just sitting there in line, he'd make sure he'd be the person that knows how to hype up crowd. A lot of people would have you like sit in lines, and they really don't have to do this where they have to like hype up the crowd, because you know what you're there for and stuff like that. And he has his team that has this outfitted to a T, but it's so perfect how he does it with his entire team that they have the hype up of the fans. He enjoyed social media and just going back and forth with everybody. He'd have his tripod and his camera and stuff like that. I remember like going back to back 2 years in a row, one with my friend Dell and one with Elijah, where we was in line for just to see JDF or catch a picture of him or just talk to him or stuff like that. And I really appreciate that there was a time where I did get a multiple like one-on-one getting to actually talk to him and finding the picture of me skydiving and actually talking to him about how the movie of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in their very first scene all inspired me to always go skydiving and stuff like that. Even the shirt that I was wearing when we was all linked up yesterday was the very same shirt I wore when I went skydiving.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That White Ranger, Green Ranger mixed and stuff like that. That's if you check on YouTube for that very same video, that is definitely the video I went skydiving with, because I mean he was a full-on inspiration and stuff like that. And it's just crazy like who could inspire you to do like crazy stuff and fun stuff in your life or want to live for the best, because that was his whole motto and stuff like that. Like you want to live life to the fullest and just enjoy. And then on top of that, he's the cause for moments that bring people together. Like we know people like Junie because of like Power Rangers in general and stuff like that. And he was such close to it and stuff that I'm cool with my friend Dell. That was my camp counselor all the way back when I was in late middle school and stuff like that, going with my cousin. And me and him have been cool ever since because of like Power Ranger series and stuff like that. And then me and Elijah's friendship has stemmed through multiple video games and stuff like that. Power Rangers was an iteration that we was always together on and stuff like that, going all the way back to like specifically my 8th birthday and shit like that, where he was getting me Power Ranger toys, stuff like that. So So it's like a really important thing. That's just, it's a lot to many people. This could be looked at as just, you know, another actor dying or something like that. But this one really hit. Like, me sitting down in Anime NYC and trying to reflect on the news when the news actually hit, and when Elijah texted me that he felt sick, I felt sick. Like, sitting down and charging my phone and stuff like that, it's like something really hit my stomach at that.
Yeah, it's like you didn't really want to believe it. And it's like, ugh, boy.
It's not just only that you don't want to believe it, but it's just when you finally do accept it, it's just wild to think that there'll be conventions and other stuff all around with Power Rangers all together, or just regular cons in general. You knew Jason David Frank was such a link to all these conventions and signings and stuff like that. Like, that's why he was such a champion of putting the brand on his back, because everywhere he go, he was doing the stuff for the brand. So it's like he would do constant convention signings and stuff like that. He'd be the person that other people want to go to. Like, celebrities was hyped to see Jason David Frank in these places, stuff like that. And just like how like Stan Lee's gone and stuff like that, it's just crazy to think that there's gonna be convention stuff like that without him doing a signing or something.
Yeah, that's something that it's gonna take a, oh man.
Yeah. I don't know, because no matter what, it's just always gonna hit. Like, and then we got like reunions, and then we got like multiple movies that haven't dropped from him and stuff like that. But it's just like every time you want to go watch classic Power Rangers, that's gonna hit different. Just watching Power Rangers in general is gonna hit different. It's just it's a whole tie-in connection that's just gonna constantly hit.
Yeah, things is gonna be real different just going forward. And
hell, on a personal level, even watching Cobra Kai go hit it to me too, because I keep looking at the Buchanan kid, and I just I compare him every time I see him. I think it's still new generation Tommy, and it's like I'm gonna see him, and that's just the memories just gonna flow in too.
True, they're just gonna keep coming back. You're right. You're definitely right.
We got reunion specials and all this other shit. Like, the emotional pulls is just gonna keep hitting. Also, the freaking funeral was on Monday. That's always going to be up on the Facebook page and shit like that. Like, it's heavy. Yeah. It'll always be heavy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, everything's going to be different. Knowing now that,
that just concept of going out so young, too. It was only 49.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, man. I mean, look at it's crazy to think about that. And then you look at Cobra Kai with all the legends and all the people that could still be around and doing things. And you could have always imagined, man.
Yeah, you're right. You could have seen it. Yeah.
JDF could have always been around for many years. But, man, we always stress and stuff, that mental health is a lot, man. It takes the best of people. You never know their demon that hit them. It's just one of those things that you never know it could hit them, and then it's like you so surprised when this person's gone, because like we was talking about with the friends, it's the Robin Williams effect. Like, you never know who's this person that's been championing a lot of great stuff for a long while, only for this to hit this way.
Yeah, you never really know what someone is going through.
Yeah, and it's said all the time, but it's very true, and it constantly hits all the time. It's like you don't, and sometimes you don't know how to help. You can send all the help you want, and it's a trying game, because some days you'll be up and you'll send all the help and it'll be up, and then it only takes like one random time, because I mean, even in the message that came from his wife, they said they were trying to rekindle stuff, and she walked away for about 10 minutes, and then you never know, shit happens.
Yeah, things can happen in an instant, and yeah, mental health is really a thing. It's something we all deal with. It's something we all work on.
Well, raise the cups, raise glasses, raise the respect to the one true great one, JDF, man.
Yeah, man.
Much love, all the spirits up there, man. I appreciate for everything. Hell, we wouldn't have a podcast at the very origin of the stuff that we do. We've reviewed so many things, but at the core, we're still a Power Ranger podcast, and we wouldn't have Power Rangers if it wasn't for Jason David Frank, man.
Yep. Thank you for the memories, everything,
man. All right, so switching over into nerd and reboot news, we got a ton of stuff that was flying out. Like, I thought stuff was gonna be slow, but like in this week it started building up like crazy. So first things first, I'm gonna talk about. So is this gonna be Ray Liotta's last film? So I sent you the trailer for it yesterday, and it's become a big thing that's sweeping the internet over Twitter, Facebook, and all around. But you saw the trailer for now one of the hypest movies that I feel for 2023. I want to go see this shit for sure. Cocaine Bear.
Oh yeah, that trailer was hilarious. Yo, that trailer was wild.
Bear. And you know, did you hear that it's a true story?
Yeah, I saw that in the beginning. I was like,
Yeah, I think it was from the 80s. It was the only detail of it that's not true is just the rampage part. Somebody they just put that in for movie effect, which is I think that's perfectly hilarious in that. But yeah, I heard the story that there was a bear that found so much cocaine. I think he ate like 3 bricks of cocaine, and then it just like the cocaine went left in the bear. He ate so much cocaine, everything shut down. Everything shut down at the bear. They found the bear dead. They did the autopsy on the bear, and they just like everything went left on the bear's whole entire system and stuff like that. I think they said that they stuffed they did taxidermy on the bear, and the bear's out there for display somewhere.
Wow, really?
Yeah, but nah, bro. Just the story and wild at this guy who lost his bricks of cocaine that the bear eventually ended up eating and shit like that. It's like, what a premise! What a simple premise for a movie. What would you do if a bear found bricks of cocaine, ate that shit, got addicted, and went on a cocaine-fueled rampage?
And I'm just sitting there like, how we get here?
Bro, I love it. You talk about a random bag straight. I say that shit is cinema, because it looks like this might honestly be Ray Liotta's last film, which is incredible to me. That we got O'Shea Jackson Jr., Martindale. Like, we have so many random heavy hitters. The little kids are here, sound funny and shit like that. Like, I'm so super in for this movie. Even the freaking poster of it with the bear surrounded with all the cocaine is hilarious.
Yeah. When we watched the trailer and seeing the bear just go out there, what I remember was the dude was up in the tree.
Oh my god. And the kid was like, the bear can't climb trees. He was like, dumbass, yeah, he can.
And then you see the bear climbing, and the bear see him, and he jumped.
Yo, he was patting off, because I guess somewhere in the scene he ran through the cocaine too. He was patting off the cocaine off him, and the bear was like, oh, what? You holding out?
And dude was like, shit.
Bro, there's a part in the trailer where the bear rips somebody apart, and he does another line of cocaine off somebody's severed leg. This movie is wild, and I'm here for it. Just to pay respects to Ray Liotta, because legit going into this movie and seeing R.I.P. Ray Liotta is gonna be super wild.
It's gonna be that's gonna be interesting as well.
Cocaine Bear, man, big ups to that. I'm more big ups to that than. All right, so here's the next nerd news we got, and we finally got the trailer. I sent you. Did you watch the trailer on the Mean One?
Yes, I did. I did.
Thoughts?
I like it.
Yeah, this as low budget as that could get with that and the Winnie the Pooh. It's definitely all the same team and stuff like that. They are doing this shit off of some college budget and stuff like that, but they are doing it.
They making it work, so we going to see it, right?
Nah, I'm waiting. we at best I'm watching that shit at home. I'm not going to no theaters to watch that shit. I'm not spending money on that because now they're turning that shit. You see where we got the Cocaine Bear, the trailer? I did not expect that to be as detailed as it did. I expected that trailer, when they gave me the premise of that movie, to look exactly like what we got in the Mean Ones. Or that shit is literally, you definitely could tell low budget, because the second that shit started, you could hear by the girl who's doing the parody of Cindy Lou. She said something and her mic was completely off. I was like, bro, the audio shit. So you already know whoever's running this shit got a budget of like $10. And the same shit happened with the trailer for the Winnie the Pooh shit. Like, the moment it started, the camera looked like it was something for YouTube. I was like, bro, they are making this shit with a budget of $10 and stuff like that. And did you hear what the next one up is?
No, I didn't.
So they got Bambi on the list. Bambi's the next horror movie.
Don't do that.
Bambi's getting
Don't
Bambi's
do it,
the next
y'all.
one.
Don't
Bambi's
do that.
And it's off the premise of Bambi never forgot what the hunter did to their mother. So they coming back for revenge.
No.
The only thing that I have in mind is that one year that The Rock did SNL and he did that Bambi parody.
Leave Bambi alone. Don't do Bambi like that. Nah.
Bambi in the list now. So now we got the. I'm just asking who's next at this point, because so the properties they had stashed up is Winnie the Pooh, The Grinch, Peter Pan's coming, and now Bambi.
No, not Bambi.
So that's the list up. So the next one up, well, I'm just gonna be on the lookout to see who's who's next on the list, because this is definitely becoming its own genre now, filled with everybody who loses their properties and stuff like that. When they become public domain, the first thing niggas go through is horror movie, because they want to crush some childhoods for some reason.
Wow.
I'm waiting for somebody to pick up, I guess, The Land Before Time and do Littlefoot doing the same thing, so they can do a crossover. Littlefoot and Bambi going on a killing spree, apparently.
Yo, nah, man. Oh, man.
See?
Yo.
Yeah, wild out here. But yeah, so next one up on the docket is they got a Saint Seiya live action movie, but it's actually worked through by Toei Animation. And this trailer like came out of left field. I didn't even know they was working on a Saint Seiya movie in general. And it looks like a mixture between like Hollywood talent in America and then also super important talent that comes from Japan. So you definitely know like Toei Animation on it. And the trailer, like the outfits and the costumes and shit like that, and the fights through the trailer actually look quality. And this came out of left field. I didn't even know anybody was working on live action Saint Seiya anything, but for some reason this actually looks quality. So I don't know where the fuck this came out of left field, but the trailer was super interesting. So I think it's possible for things to be done if it's not handed over only to Hollywood side. If they do a collaboration of using Hollywood's budget and actually somebody giving a fuck and then passing it over to the Japanese studios that actually understand the motherfucker and then putting shit together, we might actually have anything worth of quality.
You know, it depends on who's doing it. Like I said, if you give it to somebody that cares.
If it's all Hollywood, then that might be a problem, because they just pick up this property and be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, they'll be like, how can we make money off this? What can we do with it?
Yeah. So
it has to be a balance. So if you could say, hey, how do you make money off this but produce a quality product, you get something like that.
Yeah. After this podcast, I'll send you the trailer, because so far the shit that I saw, I was like, yo, this is me knowing of Saint Seiya and stuff like that. I was like, oh wait, this actually looks good. Like the movements is solid and flowing well, and the costumes look great, and they got a main person who's actually Asian to rock with this shit. So I'm like, all right, yeah, y'all are doing what it has to be done, and then just showing off Toei Animation right front and center means that they got the control over this. I'm like, all right, so they have the properties to actually do it right.
True.
So that's important. So there's that. So switching over, we have I sent you the article of this earlier on in the week, where we heard the news on Amazon trying to bargain in and buying DC. So the tour of DC Down Bad of 2022 still continues. It's December now, and they just looking for the horizon.
They looking towards 2023. They don't want to hear nothing about 2022 no more.
I now believe that I want to say from the summer all the way towards now, we have seen the complete decimation and separation of everything that used to hold dear in HBO, like just in general, from cartoons to like studios breaking apart to like the worst thing that was ever announced was that merger.
Oh man.
It's one bad thing after another while they're watching their competition like rise from the ashes and stuff like that, and they have so much trying to work on and so much trying to maneuver on and whatever the fuck they could do. It's a lot. The DC got like few pluses and many minuses.
Listen, DC is just going through it. They've been going through it the whole year.
Yeah. And continuing on with the DC news, did you hear about the news that James Gunn I don't know how the hell this is gonna work, but did you hear that James Gunn wants to merge the TV with the video games?
No, I didn't hear about that, but how is that gonna work?
Yeah, he wants to merge the movie, like the continuity of the movies, and merge it with the newer TV series that'll probably be put out by him or whoever's part of the team and stuff like that going forward. And they want to merge the story into the video games as well, all together, to do a roundabout story, which I'm like, bro, that is too difficult. That's a step way past even Marvel. I don't think they want to put their shit into video games where people gotta buy the games, and if the games suck, that's just that makes everything loosey goosey.
It just sounds like problems. One, for the games, it kind of pigeonholes what they can do.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. And then just trying to get that story continuity. You can do the story, but like I said, it's gonna limit what you can do with the game.
I respect that he's trying a creative approach with this stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, now forcing people to buy video games or just watch the walkthrough online just to get an interest, like a link to what's going on to the movies and the TV series, way too fucking difficult. To try and follow a common story? Nah, man.
It depends on what he's trying to do. Like if he's telling maybe he's like a a side story in the game or something like
probably,
that.
That could probably like get recapped in a TV or a movie that
Yeah,
you don't
if you
have
don't-
to. If you have, if it's a demand that you have to play this game to get the story, then we run into huge problems.
Yeah, so fleshing out stuff like that, yeah, you could do that in the game. But yeah, I wouldn't put like the main story that you like. So if I'm watching movie 1 and movie 2 and then movie 3 happens to be the game, no, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, you could use that. I was gonna say like you could use the game as an in between, but I hope that leaves you enough leeway to actually make a quality game. Because if people are buying the game for like the story to follow up with the movies and the game just sucks, that's my main thing here. Video games are expensive as shit. So if you go into this with this being like a side story of something, but it's not interesting, like nobody's gonna buy that.
Yeah,
just for
exactly.
the movie quality connection, like nah, bro. Someone's just gonna do a walkthrough. Like someone's gonna bite the bullet because they want to make the content, and then everybody's just gonna walk, and then they're just gonna trash over this.
They know somebody gonna do a let's play. They know because they know they're gonna get views for it.
Yeah.
They know ain't nobody buying this game just for this story. No,
That's a mess.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's a mess. But I don't know. Maybe they just gonna have to flesh out how this idea wants to go with that. But James Gunn also said that he was asking fans for suggestions on characters that need highlights and roles for movies and TV shows. So shout outs to Fantastic Frankie on this one, because she was talking about, I liked her idea what she was talking about with the way how she would pan that shit out with the starting movie being the Martian Manhunter and him working through the civil rights era and stuff like that, and also going through the generation stuff all the way until the movie leads off into like police brutality, which causes Big Bang and gets us the Static movie and shit like that. Like I like that idea. That one sounded free flowing to me. But do you have like a DC character in mind that you would think deserves like a movie or a TV show?
Let's see.
That hasn't been done or something like that? Like somebody that don't get enough love or something?
Probably do Hawkman.
Yeah. Oh, would it still be Alden?
I don't know.
I finally showed Kenya the Black Adam movie, and I was explaining to her all the situations, the hashtag me and you, and all that shit in general. But it's like rewatching the movie, and I still enjoyed Alden's performance. But man, that stoic nature. Sometimes he delivered the lines like he was bored as hell.
Nah, so was
he was super chilling, man. He turned around. Hey, yo, when that moment where because I mean the movie's already out in HD and stuff like that. So the moment where Pierce Brosnan's character of Dr. Fate turned around and told him that he was gonna die, yo, he turned around with the driest expression. He said, "Oh, I was like, nigga, what?" He was falling asleep in the chair. I was like, nah, brother.
Listen.
They said, yo, the check cleared? All right, bro. So I'll that. I was like, man, come on.
Sometimes you could know he's like, man, this script, man, bro.
He was probably getting tired of getting whooped by them. Yo, shout outs to Kiki talking about this, but she was like, why in the movie he specifically be whipping the ass of the black man the most?
You know what? That's true. He be like, oh, here it come.
Dwayne stomping out that black side of him, eh?
Right? He's like, he probably like, man, here we go again.
Bro.
Like take number 35. He's like, he probably did them take so much. He's like, I will say this stuff.
Yo, oh my God. I could just imagine. By the time he hit that shit, he was like, I wanna go home.
He's like, take 57. You mean Dwayne gotta whoop my ass again?
Dead ass, man.
Hi, come on.
He like, can I get the up and up with this one time, Dwayne? Because remember, you know that Dwayne contract, he can't get that ass whooped.
Yeah, they probably points to like contract.
That ass. Every time he tried to go for, and now I'm gonna hit him like this. I'm gonna take him down. He like, nah, contract, bro. Damn it. Shit, as long as the check. My son had the Sylvester Stallone energy.
Right, and I'm like, yo, someone's like, I'm gonna get him. And you know what? When he probably first was, he probably pumped up like, yeah, I'm gonna get him. And then
he said, I'm Hawk, man. What he do?
He started looking in the scripts like, dang, I don't even get him.
You telling me I'm dealing with the boy who's smacking me? Yo, the way how he got disrespected through that whole movie too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They was definitely trying. He's like, I don't get no up and nothing. Damn.
Yeah, he just looking like, I don't get him at all. He's like, oh, this bullshit right here.
I get berated and yelled at and talked about, I don't know nothing about freeing no people and shit like that. Like, damn.
Like, can we change this part right here so I at least get little something?
Nope, contract. Bro. Every time he turned around, he gave that contract the same energy he was giving everybody else in the movie. He said, he looked at that contract, he said, contract me and you.
Right here. Yo.
Shit. I might need to give this contract about 2 or 3 minutes, man. Me and you.
Oh man,
that's where the inspiration probably came from. Every time he looked at one of his co-hosts, he's like, "Me and you contract, me and you."
Oh man, that is hilarious.
All right, so moving on forward, we got the news of the news that the House of Mouse is growing the House of Mouse is growing ever further in the anime domain. So the first thing that rocked up was that they got the rights for Tokyo Revenger season 2. So that's going straight on Disney Plus and probably Hulu in Hulu probably for America, and the international is gonna be Disney Plus again. So just like the way of the Bleach, Disney got their hands in the pockets. They done swiped another one from Crunchyroll.
Yeah, right. And like the House of Mouse really trying to stomp in on this anime thing. They
yep. And then on the heels of that, they just got a partnership with the big manga conglomerate of Kodansha. So Kodansha is still in with Disney trying to work their way around. And then the announcement from the dude on Instagram, Tony Weaver, the one that I didn't even hear about, was that they was all collabing together with the highest mangaka of all kinds, trying to make a series that's going to be half animated, half live action, which is going to be crazy on the budget and on the budget front from Disney. But they trying to do that with dragons and people and shit like that. I was like, I don't know what the script is, but that shit is crazy.
Yo, listen, I'm just interested to see how I go.
Same here. I the moment he announced what that was and just put that shit all together, I'm like, they have the biggest, think tank of some of the highest mangaka all coming together to work on this collab with Disney budget, and they're trying to mix between anime and live action. This sounds like something that all parties want to handle this.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, Disney is really out here trying to make moves. Like,
yeah, I told you. Like when they was laughing at the couple of stuff that they was doing around the House of Mouse, I mean, you don't laugh that hard at the mouse before the mouse come back. Disney don't play, bruh. At the end of the day, they gonna get their hands on the shit.
True. When Disney wants something, Disney gonna try to get it, and they ain't got no problems with going hard.
Disney looked at all of y'all motherfuckers. Disney and Pixar looked at all y'all motherfuckers for years, eating off the plate of anime, and they be like, "Oh no, we was the top gun for like the longest shit like that. So we gunning for all of y'all now. We taking exactly what we need. Now we gonna be the hot destination for this shit, especially with all the shit that was happening with Netflix. There was drama I heard over at Netflix that a lot of their animes is getting taken off of Netflix because they don't like their format layout. And
Disney?
Like on Netflix, they took off I think 22 different animes because they don't want to be associated with their formats anymore. Their formats, especially when they're doing they're switching over to possibly commercials and doing like the tier lists and all that money shit that they was having a interesting deal and situation on. They said they went to Netflix specifically to avoid all these issues. So with Netflix having those issues, they want their content off.
Wow.
So the game keep flipping. Disney looking at the empire starting to crumble, and Crunchyroll starting to lose out on them licenses, man. Shit, I wouldn't be surprised if Dragon Ball come back and end up on the mouse too.
True, you got that too.
Shit, you know the mouse was trying to get their hand on Goku for years.
True.
Yeah, fuck around, find that shit.
Nah, listen, don't let the mouse get mad and start really flexing.
Nigga, I mean, Bleach was for them to have their big name come out on Bleach and for Bleach to hit right. Oh, the mouse was very pleased. The mouse was very, very pleased. Bleach is eating a monuments table right now. It's making Hulu look good. It's making Disney look good. And you know who's missing out on big time? Crunchyroll.
Listen, I was like, that was a one-in shot. I don't know if that was a one-in shot to Sony. And I don't know, maybe that's
it was 100% because that's it. That's the big war now. It's basically Sony and trying to eat up everything that's anime and then losing their grip on it to the mouse.
Right, and I'm like, oh man, I was like, maybe that's what that legendary cop was about. Maybe Sony ready to clap back. Like, listen, which I'm not going to.
Shit. I mean, they thought they had one with Chainsaw Man is still out here and doing big things, but yo, like every week, Bleach is the one eating at the top zone of the table, and they definitely thought Chainsaw Man was going to come in to be the top weekly every week, but if you look at the rating board, it's always Bleach.
True.
So like the mouse picked right. If the mouse could only have one this season, they picked the best.
True. That's it, right? They picked they picked a good one to if they was gonna snatch up one. They picked a good one to snatch up.
Yeah,
Surprising is one of the big three.
It's one of the big threes at the best time. Like look at all the people around them right now. One Piece is in majority of spinning its wheels because of the movie drop. So they're kind of on the shimmy turn right now. Dragon Ball is on the pause because of them trying to work out whatever the hell they need to work out for us to finally get anything animated. Boruto's in the trash, and like the top rated one and always talked on is Bleach's Return. So they pick correctly. They buy their time and pick.
True.
Yeah, they buy their time correctly.
That's it.
So they were smart on that, sure. So shout out to that. So that's big up on the House of Mouse. Like I was saying before, Wednesday on Netflix was blowing up. In their first, I think, week, they got as big a showing as the latest season of Stranger Things. So that's amazing. If a new show could show up and within a week of a holiday, they put up numbers as big as the latest of their biggest series that they ever had. So I'm expecting a season 2 of Wednesday to be announced anytime soon now.
True. Oh yeah, they definitely make it out of season 2.
That's without a doubt, because I mean, if that shit don't get a season 2, that's insane. Because if you putting up as big a numbers as the latest season of your hottest show in 1 week, nah, that's crazy. 93 countries, Boston. That shit. I'm just waiting. Like right now, they already taking too long for the announcement. At this point, I would have said the announcement fucking the second day.
You know what? Like I said, no, I'm expecting a season 2. I have no doubts they'll probably get a season 2.
Yeah, and they want to dive into more of the families and stuff like that, and they want to do darker and X, Y, and Z. Like, bro, I'm here for all of that.
It is Netflix, so you never know for sure.
Yo, if Netflix once again fumbles this, because Stranger Things is on its way out. Like by what was it? Either I think next year is supposed to be like by 2024 it's supposed to be the finale of like Stranger Things is gone after that. So obviously you need to humble your bag into something else, and this is obviously falling in your lap. If they fumble this bag, they deserve the fold.
Listen, I'm like, I hope they don't do it. Like I don't see, like I said, realistically, I don't see them not giving this the green light for a season 2.
Listen, if they fumble, there's other streaming services. Don't let the mouse get their hands on this too. Shit, the mouse will eat everything off of Netflix's table.
If anything, that's probably one reason that it'll definitely, what I feel is probably, it'll probably get a season 2. Right now, they not letting nothing go that they got popping to the mouse.
Oh yeah, because
if they can stop that. If it's
not gonna be on Disney Plus, it will be on Hulu. Guaranteed. That's the thing about the mouse. The mouse controls 2 giant streaming services. Don't worry about it. It's gonna get a home. Disney looking at it is like, it's gonna get a home, boy. It's gonna get a home.
So like I said, I'm just waiting for the announcement for season 2.
So that for sure. And then also in the last couple of weeks, a lot of people been dealing. Have you been seeing all the situation with the bugs that's been happening with Pokemon?
Yes, I have.
Yep. So apparently, I think they might have released somewhat of a patch today. I don't know if I haven't seen everybody's reaction to like the new patch, if it's even out so far. But yeah, so far, people walked into this Pokemon game. They sold about like 10 mil in like 3 days, so they got their way over budget and stuff like that. But they sold people on I mean, the game fun, and it's various varieties and a lot of stuff that you can do and mix together. But their first step out to something that was like Pokemon Legends Arceus in a gen form of stuff like that. This one was hit or miss for sure, because a lot of shit was happening. A lot of shit was getting messed up.
Yeah.
The bugs was bugging for sure. They was having, I think they was calling this Pokemon Cyberpunk 2077, because this was having the same kind of issues as launch code as Cyberpunk when it originally happened.
Yeah, yo, listen, the bugs, I was seeing the memes, the videos of the bugs, and I'm like, yeah.
They was falling straight into that trap.
Pokemon I'm like, yo.
Pokemon took a minute to respond, but man, people was responding in full things. And some of their glitches was mad funny. It was falling through the stage. It was fucking dying and shit like that. Like I was super confused.
I'm like Nintendo, welcome to like 2007 PS3 Xbox era. Like what's going on? I'm like, what's going on?
Nintendo was struggling, but they saw their bank account and they saw their 10 million. They was like, you know, we're just gonna hold off. We're gonna let y'all niggas have fun with the bug.
Right? Yeah, I'm like, yo, I was like Nintendo. I was like, woof.
Like I saw the bugs starting to work as like tips and tricks for people. Like I saw because some of these Pokemon evolve when you take them out for walks and shit like that. I seen like people glitching their Pokemon so they don't have to walk around. They'll have their Pokemon like run around themselves in like a circle or some shit like that. Like it was becoming a mess of all kinds of proportions that people are like using the stuff to their advantage at this point.
Yo, yeah, they are. And I'm like, that's like to see it is wild on a Nintendo console. It's like, right. Wow. I was like, Nintendo, you've made it.
Yep.
Well, I was like, welcome.
Yeah, well, to whatever the hell you was trying to do with that. So they'll try and fix the bugs, I guess, whenever, or if the patch even touches the bugs. I don't know. They made their money, and you know Nintendo. Once they make their money, they go dark.
Nah, they better start working on them weekly patches.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
Listen, right? Yep. Listen, y'all better get on that bandwagon that Sony and Microsoft done been over years.
Facts. So we'll see how that goes. All right, the last two nerd news we got was did you see the new trailer for the Super Mario movie? The second trailer now that showed off everything. What's the thoughts?
I was really on board after the first trailer.
Oh, so same here. Same here.
I was like more of that, please.
This pushed it even further. I completely forgot all about the casting of Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, and they got all the fucking Kong crew in there. They put Mario Kart in the bitch. They put homages to Jumpman. They put homages to Super Smash Brothers. They got like Luigi all out here and stuff like that. Peach got a whole axe and shit like that. She ready to fight Luigi the damsel in distress. There's so much stuff like X, Y, and Z just happening all over the place. And it's just a wonderful time to be a Sonic and a Mario fan, to just see these movies actually come out with quality.
Yeah, yo, listen. I'm just happy that Mario and Sonic and all those others of that old school 16-bit, 8-bit era are getting the shine and rocking in the movies. Because when they tried to do them back in the day, the CGI and all the other stuff just wasn't there.
CGI, shit. I remember the fucking Super Mario Bros. with Bob Hoskins.
Oh,
when they was trying to do all that shit with whatever the hell the mutated turtle people were. Like,
yes,
man,
and oh my goodness.
Listen, respect to Bob Hoskins. Nah, that movie, that's something else.
Listen, I remember the movies, the TV shows they tried, all those.
Yep, Captain Louis, Louis Albano, all that other stuff. Listen, this is why our generation, that like when the nerds have taken over truly and they know how to meticulously put detail in shit, it is so important. Because seeing shit like that, like no matter what complaint comes to this movie, seeing this shit out in detail and as beautiful it is like a dream. You never thought we'd hit this point where they'd give this much of a fuck to animate a Mario movie this strong, with this much dedication of history to its past and everything. Mario Kart, hell, there's probably a scene where this nigga's doing all kinds of different sports.
Yeah.
like the history, the rich history of different video games and stuff like that. They've been making like little jokes and stuff like that. Like I think people on Twitter was talking about the scene where Peach was telling him there's a whole bunch of galaxies out there, and we was making the jokes about the same way how Twitter was like talking about they're probably on an Odyssey and it's probably 64 different planets, and sometimes the sunshine will shine bright over the Star RPG play in Strikers Charged and shit. Like they can come with the jokes all throughout.
Yeah, listen, I'm just happy that video game movies have come a long way.
Yep.
Because I remember the Resident Evil movies. Yeah.
Shit, we still getting them. Sometimes it's a mess, and sometimes it's controversial, and sometimes, but like seeing where shit goes is amazing with technology and what they can do, man.
Yeah, so like the technologies, has gotten to a point where they can do them the way they envisioned them, as opposed to before that you just worked with what you had and you hope for the best.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So the last news I got is did you see DreamWorks' new logo that they put up?
Nah, I haven't.
So DreamWorks finally maneuvered their new logo going forward for their new movies and stuff like that, and it's maneuvered super like, yo, DreamWorks went all out. No longer is it just only the Moon Man, but it's the Moon Man. I think the Moon Man going through the history of DreamWorks, like going down the long roads of their most famous movies, like going from the Bad Guys movies to Shrek, to all their history of their like greatest DreamWorks like worked on stuff. And it's like, yo, this this new logo that they popping with, the new like play on into their movies, this shit go hard.
You know what? Now that you described it, as you described it, it's just popping in my head. I did see a preview of that and everything. That thing was fire. Now that you bring it up,
yo, they came through. They said if we was gonna come through with the new logo, we gonna go through the history, and boy, that shit look beautiful.
Yeah, they did. They did good with that.
Yep. So shout outs to that. And then as we speak today, they dropped a whole bunch of different like Disney. Once again, while DC is down bad and doing all this shit, that like Disney is operating on a different level, because fucking there was at Brazil. I think this was at Brazilian Comic-Con or some shit like that, and they was dropping a whole bunch of trailers about Phase 5, and all it looks like is everybody's getting done dirty. That's all I can tell you. From Ant-Man, the content we getting out of Ant-Man, and friggin' I think we got the first trailers of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Like this shit, everything's getting murked. Phase 5 is about to hit. You know how Phase 4 was extra emotional? Phase 5 is just, it sounds like we gonna be left in bloody murder.
Yo, I can't, like I said, people were complaining about Phase 4. I was like, Phase 4 is really just like a settle down, a reset. I was like,
and now we about to get straight back into pain. We about to get pain. All I can feel in these trailers that they're dropping is pain.
Pure pain. I'm like, here it come, yo, here it come.
Yo, you can get it out of each and every trailer, and it's, oh my god, it's a mess in general. But I'm ready to go see all of shit.
Yo, listen, let's like I said, I'm just for Phase 4, just wait and see. Let it flesh out. Let the stories unfold, and then Phase 5 is gonna pop off. That's the way I see it.
We're starting with Ant-Man and Kang, and it's just gonna be a mess. I can tell it. I can feel it in my bones, man. Especially because they dropped a specialty look, and it went through the history of Ant-Man, and I was like, this is giving me death flags. This is that y'all couldn't release this and tell me any different. All it showed me was the greatest hits of Scott Lang going through the history and talking about you want to leave a legacy for your daughter. I'm like, he's getting murdered. He is getting murdered.
Yeah, he definitely getting murked.
Yo, that shit body bag. But yeah, that's the heavy pack news of this week.
Whew, that was a lot of news.
Yeah,
oh man,
I told you, man. They jam packed in this last 2 weeks. They jam packed the shit. I thought we was gonna run on low, but like they had a whole bunch of shit, and news just kept coming out. I guess it's because of the end of the year and shit. A lot of shit flow. All right, so finally we hitting to the point. It's time for the main event. The main event segment of the week, we down with BMP again under co-host's choice. We out here doing a classic on the American side, and I don't know if it's infamous or stuff like that in general, but we'll get to it. We're doing The Masked Rider this week, episode 1 and 2.
Yep, you ahead with some fast facts?
Yep. All right, so some fast facts. So this is an American version of a Japanese children TV series, better known as Kamen Rider, created in 1995, adaptation of their 1988 series of Kamen Rider Black, as told to us by our Sentai Fountain of Knowledge in general. This was the suits brought back from the season prior. So this was a Kamen Rider that was famous, a Kamen Rider Black series that was already popping, and it was so popping that he had told us that they had come back with the second season of the same guy coming back with a better detailed suit, which came out to be Kamen Rider Black RX, which is the same suit they're using for this series. So that influenced into what we have, and their origin story, just like how Power Rangers, Sentai came here and stuff like that. So similar to Power Rangers and Super Sentai in general, produced by Saban and Toei, aired under Fox as Fox Kids, ran from September 95 to August 97 with 2 seasons and 40 episodes, and basically the premise of a space patrolling warrior defending peace.
Okay, so that's our fast facts. Okay,
yep.
Nice and concise.
Yep. Now we're going into episode 1, Escape from Edenoid, part 1.
All right. So the episode starts. Sorry, there's a lot of background noise. Oh goodness. So episode 1, right? Escape from Edenoid, part 1. So the episode starts with the Masked Rider theme, which it fits the show. It's like the Masked Rider, Masked Rider. I was like, okay.
It's hard. Okay. I said the theme gave me Superman vibe.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely get that.
But before the theme, I think we got the narration. They said they was giving us the full plot on everything that's going on with the damn show. It was giving us the narration about Dex getting his powers from his grandfather to protect the Earth, traveled off of Illinois and everything. Like, they gave us the full layout of episode 1 before episode 1 even started.
True, yeah, we did. I'm trying to figure out if that came before or I'm trying to remember if that came before or after the theme.
For what I watched under, they did the narration and then it went straight into because they was like at the end, and that's why they call him the Mass Rider.
Yeah, because we definitely got the narration, and they was telling us about what was going on in Illinois and how we got to where it was, how Dex was going to Earth, and how Count Dragon. Every time I
you mean Diva Tox's cousin? Yo, listen, why was he wearing Diva Tox's fit? I see where this show probably influenced Turbo in various ways. I low-key see a lot of Turbo influence from this show because I saw Drago or Dragon or whatever, that nigga wearing Diva Tox's fit. He even got Diva Tox's face mask. What's good?
Listen, Count Dragon was something else. But yeah, they was giving us the story about Count Dragon and everything that's going on with this narration. And I'm like, what? Yeah.
I would honestly, if it was me, I would have saved that narration for episode 2. Let the first shit ride out. They give me the whole first episode before I even heard the Mass Rider.
They were the whole plot of why he's at Earth, what he's doing, what's going on with Dragon, King Lexian, and all of that. We're gonna
listen, bro. If I just listened to the intro, I would have skipped to episode 2 already.
That's wild. I was like,
y'all gave me the 2 minutes in. I know what's up. All right, I'm going to the next episode.
and I guess they assumed that the people that had watched this, I guess that's why they did what they did with Power Rangers when they first introduced him with those first 3 episodes of A Friend in Need. Mm-hmm. So they figured all the Power Rangers fans, they already knew all the backstory. So they, yo, here it go. We going right into it. Y'all watch the 3 episodes. Y'all know who Prince Dex is and all this good stuff.
And then for the kid that's flipping channels and finally just ended up on this and wondering, wait, what the hell's going on here? Is this kind of like Power Rangers? Like, what's going on? What the hell's the Mass Rider?
And I think that's why they gave that intro right there. So they just jump right in, like, okay, here we go, guys. You know, this is who overview of who Dex is, because y'all already saw him. Yeah. And
listen,
now we get to the show.
All I know is if you're giving me Mighty Morphin Power Ranger theme and then you go into this Mass Rider theme, I always like, even though this is giving me Superman vibes, I'm gonna tell you right now, that don't hold up against Toei. You should have gave me some rock shit, because just giving me straight Superman Mass Rider shit was not gonna fly for a kid in the 90s, man. Y'all should have gave me an electric guitar. You can't tell me you listening to the Mighty Morphin theme and then you go into this Mass Rider thing thinking this shit popping. Like, it's probably good in its own variety, but like comparison this to the Mighty Morphin theme that we was getting at the time, bruh, nah. They was like, nah, this ain't hitting right already.
Right? Yo, I'm like, yeah. So after we got, the intro, we see a picture of Illinois and we see Count Dragon's Plague Patrol. One of the henchmen of the Plague Patrol, he's giving order to some Edenites, I guess is the correct term. I've never gotten this. I've never gotten the pronunciation of what you call the Illinois citizens, right? So I'm thinking that's what it is, but I'm not 100% sure.
They enslave people. They dig in poisonous gas for Dragon.
And yeah, right. So next, right, he's like, yeah, dig, and they're like, yes. So next thing you know, right, we get up to see Dragon's ship, which is the skull and the hands kind of going in and out for whatever reason. I guess this is ribs opening and closing. I don't know. This ship is weird.
Evil.
Yes. So at that point, we get our intro to Dragon. We get our intro to Fact, the little robot, Cyclopter, Nefaria, Double Face, as it implies, and Gork. Yep. So at this point, we also get our intro to Count Dragon. And I was like, what in the Phantom of the Opera is going on here?
Man, I could not stop thinking of Diva Tox the second this guy came up on the screen. I was like, oh, all right, so here's our inspiration.
Yeah, let's definitely
it's like if you put Diva Tox around the Machine Empire.
Yeah, no. I get Turbo definitely took bits and pieces of inspiration from this show.
We're gonna go into that in the episode 2 as well, because I could definitely see that.
I know where you're going with that. We're gonna get there when we get there. Mm-hmm. So next, Dragon is telling the squad, that they need to find Prince Dex and eliminate him. So basically, Nefaria tells Dragon that rumor has it that his father, King Lexian, I'm like, oh, okay. He's getting old, and Doubleface chimes in and is like, yeah, with Lexian gone, you'll be the next the rules, so forth and so on.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, so King Lexian is your pops. Okay. All right. Right. So then back on Edenoi, at this point, we see the Edenite rebels, as Dragon's people call them.
As Star Wars as this shit can get already.
Right. And they're going along, and here we get our first intro to Prince Dex.
Yep.
And the homie Ferbus.
Yeah, Furby. I said the little monster looked like a chicken Furby. Yeah, for sure. I don't know what chicken nugget that shit is, but that was something else, man.
And so Ferbus is out calling out to Dex, and he inadvertently alerts the Plague Patrol to their location, and the Plague Patrol start coming for it.
They bury him under some fucking rocks.
So first they shot at him. Homie missed, and then one of the Plague Patrol said, "You best not miss again."
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here like, so everybody takes off running. All the Unite Rebels and Ferbus. Look at you that did.
Yeah, old boy Furby.
So Ferbus takes off running. Like I said, one group goes to chase the rebels, the other one is chasing Ferbus. Yeah, they shot Ferbus. They shot some rocks and they buried Ferbus under the rocks.
Listen, if you ever ask what a typical 90s show looked like, it's this motherfucker right here. Because man, every time Ferbus came up on screen, I kept thinking, Furbies are already crazy looking. Now you get this motherfucker on legs and running around and shit like that. That shit look like Nightmare Fuel.
Yeah.
But yeah, they buried old boy. They was on both him and Dex's ass for that power.
Yeah, man, they was.
Also, I asked myself, I was like, so this is an alien planet, but they got horses? Where they get horses from?
It's a lot of questions about Edenoi.
Yeah, I was like, they was riding horses. I was confused. I was like, so this alien planet has horses? What kind of horses are those?
Right? And what was crazy here, right, was that once we got back on Dragon's ship, he was talking about, he's like, I want the Mass Rider powers for myself so no one can stop me. Yep. I'm like, okay, so you know about the Mass Rider powers. Okay, so at least we know what your motivations are, Dragon. And then we also hear about Dragon's plans for Earth, how he wants to enslave the population and use them at his will, so forth and so on, right? And then he sends one of his monster bots down here to start his little plan.
Yep.
So
try to turn them people over into.
So then our next scene, we're on Earth and we get our intro to the Stewart family. So we get introduced to Barbara Stewart, the mom. We get introduced to Albie. I'm assuming they're their adopted son.
Listen, I said, what in the diverse household? Asian mom, white dad, and daughter, black son. I was like, what? Yo, doing something here.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, so we got a real interracial family here. Okay.
95? Give her some credit.
Yeah. Right, and then so we got introduced to Molly, their daughter, and Hal, their dad. Mm-hmm. And so Molly is talking to her friend Patsy and her boyfriend Herbie.
You mean Big Hater? You mean Big Hater and the Love Bug? Listen, Big Simp over there and Molly Ringwald gotta come down over the phone, man. She was a big hater from jump. I was like, yo, I said, what kind of weird friends pulling a mean prank and all this other shit? Like, bruh, that man was big simping over his supposed girlfriend, talking about, I'm trying to embarrass her because she stole the look of my man while my man is right beside you.
Right, and I'm like, yo, so we already figured out from jump that Patsy and Herbie are this show's Broken Skull.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep. The second that shit fell on them, yep.
Yeah, with the stuff with the goo paint, whatever they was trying to do.
Yeah, that was nasty.
And stuff like that. Yeah, right? For real. Because I'm like, I was like, okay.
Yeah. Did we also talk about when they sent that alien down to Earth, the creation of that shit gave me like heavy actual like the alien movie vibes, the way how the shit was looking.
Yeah, for real. They did with the metal pieces coming, the pipe picking up and all that stuff.
It merged from scrap metal and it sounded like wet meat.
Yo, for real. And I'm like, oh, okay, Terminator, we see you.
Facts. And then the news coverage about the alien.
Right, and so you ain't showing the news. They were talking about, the meteorite came down. It's like nothing wrong. You shouldn't be concerned. And then
it's like, what the fuck you mean I shouldn't be concerned? What are y'all talking about? Yo, that's that propaganda media.
Yeah, and then that's where Hal busts through the door with the device strapped around his neck. So like, I just heard the news and something's out here and this device going woo woo. I'm like,
this is an eccentric ass family, man.
I'm like, okay,
a lot's going on here.
Yeah, a lot is going on. But gotta be crazy is Barbara looks like she's used to this, so she's not even phased.
Yeah,
she just looked at Hal and she was like, they're looking at the news, they're like, oh, we on the alien attack. Albie was like, yeah, I'm trying to embarrass her because she stole the look of my man. My man is right beside you. Yo, for real. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we already figured out from jump that Dragon is it's like, are we good?
Yes, we good and stuff like that.
Yep, Barbara's just taking it on like a regular old day. She's like, yo, Molly, get off the phone. We got stuff to do. And of course, we see Patsy and Hermie doing the whole whatever they were trying to do. I wasn't 100% sure, but they had a bunch of pulleys and buckets.
Yeah,
and
they was trying to get her out to somewhere or get over to the house so they could
help with an experiment. Back on Eden, we see Dex with the rebels and stuff like that.
I said his grandfather looked like a wizard.
Yeah, right, definitely did. King Lexian, right? So, yeah, he's saying King Lexian, and King Lexian's like, yo, Draken is trying to take over Earth, so you're going to have to go to Earth to stop him. And the other people that are the rest of the rebels say, yo, we want to go too. And he's like, nah, y'all got to stay here and hold down the fort. I'm going to go to Earth and go deal with Draken and his goons.
So, right off rip, I just want to ask this. What side of Earth they on? Because what side of the Earth is the Power Rangers on?
Power Rangers Angel Grove is technically in California.
So, where did they put Dex and the rest of them?
From what I can tell, because the first thing that in the next scene we talk about that is when Dex got there, the first thing they saw was earthquake. So I'm assuming they're somewhere near California too.
So what the fuck?
This was my question.
What happens when you introduce shit in the same place?
Nah, this is the thing. This is the thing that blew my mind, because I'm thinking, right? One, we know they're in the same universe. They're in the same universe at the same time.
Because they went to Eden.
Exactly. So I'm thinking, I know Alpha and Zordon be monitoring her. So you telling me the little alarm in the containment center didn't go woo woo?
That's what I'm saying.
You think that I'm thinking that we've seen before that they can detect stuff like this. Are you thinking nobody thought, hey?
Nah, bruh. They said we're gonna divide these issues. You go handle them motherfuckers over there on that side of Cali, and then we'll go side on this side of Cali. Like, y'all couldn't have at least moved to a different location?
Yeah, here's the thing. Another thing is like, Lord Zed, what's up? You would think that Lord Zed's like another evil? He had a problem with that sector?
First of all, he said he was trying to take over Earth too. So what the fuck are we doing here, guys?
Like, I'm thinking like, he just got rid of Master Val. You think he gonna let Count Dragon just roll up in here with his ship? Like, yo, I'm gonna send this monster over here to Earth. He's like, you gonna do what now?
I can literally hear Zed's voice now. Listen here, you second-rate Count Dracula looking ass. Get away from here.
Right. You think Lord Zed would have sent the monster down and destroyed that monster? He's like, nah. He
would have threw a bomb at the bitch.
Right? He's like, what we not gonna do is this. Yo, Goldar, go handle that.
Oh, hell
yes,
yeah.
my lord.
Shit. Nah, fuck out of here. He would have just thrown the superpowered putties at the motherfucker. Jump him.
Right? Like, so that's why I'm like, yo. And so I'm like, yo, what the? I'm like, my whole thing as I'm watching this, I'm like, you telling me that Zordon and Alpha don't know what's...
The worst idea was them to do the collaboration and then them ending up at the same spot. Like, come on, man. If the story was, like, synonymous with everything happening with the Master Rider stayed on Edenoi, then I get it, because that's Edenoi and they wasn't coming back there every week. But Jesus Christ, don't come to Earth and Cali, where the Rangers are, with more aliens and another whole damn ship. Power Rangers should have ran into these motherfuckers should have ran into each other each and every day.
Yeah, I'm thinking it. So he could. You think as soon as he would have saw Dex, he would have first mind you that Dex then came out of a whole meteorite in the middle of somebody's backyard.
Yeah.
You think Zordon would have teleported him to the command center, or Alpha would have teleported him to the command center? Like, Dex, what are you doing?
They met the motherfucker. You telling me they couldn't have been like, hey, it looked like Dex is reached. Anybody want to like acclimate him to Earth?
Right. I'm like,
instead of a random family picking him up.
I'm like, King Lexian, you couldn't give Alpha a heads up to say, hey, yo, I'm sending Dex. He's like, Draken sent a goon to your planet, and I'm sending Dex. I don't know.
Literally, once that started hitting in my mind, all of this shit just went left, because I was like, why aren't Power Rangers here?
Yeah, and I'm like, that's a theme throughout the whole 2 episodes.
I think
because I'm like, that's what I've been asking myself as I was watching the episode back.
Listen. At that point, I'm just gonna take it out of my brain and throw it forward and just say, yeah, Master Rider's just here by himself somehow.
Yeah. So we're gonna say for now that the Power Rangers are somewhere in Oblivion.
Yeah, they got trapped.
Maybe they're off-world.
Angel Grove got trapped in a time-space continuum where the Rangers can't move out forward past that. So.
That's what we're going with now. The Power Rangers are off-world somewhere. They're not here.
somehow for like 2 seasons of a show. Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to Edenoi, we got King Lexian giving his whole speech like, yes, you must go to Earth and you must protect the Earth.
Only you, because the rest of your crew can't come with you. It's not a Power Ranger deal, my guy. Only you.
He's like, what about Ferbus? He's like, yeah.
Yeah, he's not here yet, and he ugly, so he ain't going either.
He's like, all right, promise me you'll take care of Ferbus. He's like, we'll take care of Ferbus.
Yeah, man. Anybody got the slow cooker in the back? Yep.
So King Lexian sends Dex on his way, and then we see Ferbus screaming out, Dex!
Yeah, you gonna be screaming Dex already.
and then King Lexian is like, oh, there you go, Ferbus. We was looking for you, homie. Yeah, I wouldn't know how Ferbus. I wouldn't know how Ferbus got from under the rocks.
Listen, man.
That was my first question.
Ferbus is a survivor, so I guess that's the reason why we'll find out later.
Yep, and he do see Dex flying off, and he's just big sad. That's his homie.
Yeah, he big sad, all right, because they came out with the pitchforks and the fire, because they really cooked his ass.
King Lexian is all right, the way that Dex got transported to Earth, someone was floating in space for a little bit, then he came into Earth with the flames.
I don't get his alienness. I guess they breathed in space or whatever that came down. That shit had he didn't have any fall damage.
Yo, for real.
The way how he was flying through the shit and crash landing and shit like that, he ain't got no fall damage, no amnesia, no nothing.
Very, very Superman-esque.
Mm-hmm. I see what they was doing.
Then things start shaking. The first thing it was earthquake. I'm like, oh, so they in Cali. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. That should have been a giveaway for me for sure.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, all right, cool. So
and that was the earthquake that caused the slime to hit Grand Old Haters.
Yes, Patsy, got slimed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, slime time live for your ass.
All because of Dex.
Shit, at that point, Nickelodeon was seeing that shit, and it was like, you know what, we got an idea.
It says, so Hal goes looks at his machine, he's like, there's alien activity.
Obviously, you're in Cali, sir.
Yeah, oh man. So, at that point, it's like, okay. Then we see Dex coming out of some molten lava or some shit. I'm like, what's going on here?
Dex lands out of a crater, not damaged, not nothing, just keep it pushing.
Right?
Hell, at least Superman had a ship. And man came in legs.
For real.
My son looked like the genie from Aladdin, bottom half all twisted like a tornado.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, he's there. I'm like, he's like, I'm here? Well, what happened? And then, so, mind you, this is in the steward's backyard. And so it's a big old crater, and Barbara's like, Mama, 2 years.
Oh, all right. Okay,
no, she don't care about, that's the thing with Barbara. She really just takes all this in stride.
She is perfectly aware of what's going on. It's called woeful ignorance. She's like, it ain't part of my deal. I don't want to deal with this shit.
She's like, not my circus.
Exactly.
I'm not doing it. So Barbara's
he said, I already deal enough with my damn white ass husband talking about he chasing aliens and shit like that. I don't want to confirm for him.
It's like Barbara's just used to dealing with stuff. So she was like, all right, this is just another thing on the list. So they bring Dex inside. Next thing we see Count Dragon, and he's talking about stuff about how he gonna take over the Earth still, blah 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 blah. He sent the monster. He's like, the plans are underway, but he's like, Dex is on Earth now. He's like, oh boy. He's like, all right, I'll deal with him later. Back to my plan.
Yep. And then while Dax, I think the funniest thing was Dax was telling straight up like everything. Like this was a random nigga that fell into a crater in your backyard and just kept it pushing. And he was explaining like he an alien and everything, and they not believing him.
Like the only person that probably legit believes him is Hal.
Barely. He was listening to him and he was like, yeah, that's all right. Come in for dinner. I'm like, bro, he came in through you see a child come out of a crater and just y'all just keep it pushing. Y'all not even gonna hear him out.
Listen, at the point Dex was like, you know what? I'm just gonna show y'all because obviously me talking about it ain't gonna really help. No, y'all need some visual aid. So hold on, let me put my 2 fingers on side of my temples and make my thing come up.
Flat screen.
Yeah. So hold on. Look at this alien technology. Hold on. Pew.
They was like, how you do that? You got VHS?
What? Right. So at this point, he's showing the picture. But before that, I gotta jump back to this real quick because they gave Dex
the juice.
The juice.
Mm-hmm.
And Dex goes to bite the juice like it's a burger.
My son bit it like it was an orange. Like he was peeling back an orange and shit like that. He bit that motherfucker.
Yo, and I'm over here cracking up. Hal looked at him like, "Oh, you really not from around here? Okay."
Nigga, I came out of crater. The guy who studies aliens does not find this strange.
I think if it raised the eyebrow a little bit, he's like, okay, you know what? Okay, I'm starting. You know what? I'm starting to. He's like,
you know what? This era of dad stupidity reminds me of either the dad on Danny Phantom who was looking for ghosts while his son was a ghost the whole time, or Dexter's Lab with Dexter's dad not knowing what he's paying for in energy bills.
I think this was more of a shock that he's trying not to really believe that he really found one. He's like, is this really happening?
Of all these years, man.
He's like, is this really happening?
You would have thought there was a moment where he ran back into his freaking office or in his bedroom being like, oh shit, it's real. It's finally happening. Right? Y'all all said I was crazy for years.
He's probably tempering his expectations before he go like, I found the alien. Right? And so then he starts giving them the visual aids, and they're like, okay.
Yep. And they asked Dax about his parents and stuff like that, if he had somebody to go back with. He's talking about how his parents gone or lost, stuff like that. And that's when the kids straight up explained that they was adopted. Yeah. It was like, how we were adopted?
And then he was like, and then Molly was like, what are you doing? It's like, ain't supposed to be telling all that stuff. And then, like I said, so after they watched the visual aid, they watched the movie, and they're like, oh, okay, so you really are alien. So, what are we supposed to do with you? He's like, so it's like, listen, all right. Howard's like, listen, I'm overstimulated. I can't process this. Bob was like, all right, this is what we're going to do. You're going to stay here tonight, and we'll figure it out in the morning.
Yep. And between all that, I think with the video also explained, he was explaining that like Dragon was lost. He was kind of like a thrown away uncle, and how his power started and all that shit.
Yeah, they went to that in some detail too. Mm-hmm. Like, so the way it goes is King Lexian is Dragon's father, and Dragon is Dex's uncle. Yep. We don't know much about Dex's mom or pops. Nope. Other than that, they're gone. Yep. That's it.
Yep. That's all they tell us.
We don't know if Dex got any other extra aunties or anything like that.
Any extra Divatoxes around? Yeah. Sure.
Hey, maybe Dragon is related to Divatox. I don't know.
Listen, that fit remind me way too much. I'm trying to see this family tree of evil, because that Divatox was related to Rita, the tree of evil here is making sense here.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. And so I was like, okay. And then so Albie was like talking to Dax. He's like, yo, we gonna have to work on your English. He's like, what you mean? He's like, am I speaking English? He's like, no, we gotta work your English. So like, and they're like, how do I do that? He's like, watch lots and lots of TV.
Yep. He was watching cartoons and shows to acclimate.
Yeah, yo. I was like, okay. I don't know why some of them shows look familiar. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. So Dex basically stayed up the whole night watching cartoons.
Until he started sensing something.
Right? He's like, so he's chilling. He's like, I sense something coming towards Earth. And then we see something coming down. And it's your boy Fire Ass.
Oh boy Furby. He ain't get cooked yet. My son escaped the roast. He
right?
He probably hopped on Larago Airways.
Yo, man.
These funky creatures out through all these Sentai series probably got a connection with each other. He was asking, yo, Larago, can you take me to Earth? That's probably how he got his ass over here.
Oh, man.
Because I'm pretty sure the wizard didn't do it. The wizard was having a grand roast.
My boy got you got, man. So this is two things you got issues that come from Inoue. You got issues with Furby. You got issues with Alpha 6.
Yeah, it makes sense. It look like I just don't like eating Inoue.
Let's
like get down to the core of it. I don't like them eating onions.
It sounds like you got problems with King Lexian, because he
probably do. You know what? I think me and my black skin doesn't like Grand Wizards. You're right. I don't like Grand Wizards. Something in my DNA says Grand Wizards ain't right?
Oh man, bro, yo, So back to Stuart's house, right? So we see Furbus is here now, and then Albie and Molly tell them that we never had an animal because our dad is allergic to fur. Mm-hmm. And then we hear Hal start sneezing. He's like, "Is there an animal in the house?" And they was like, "No." And then you see Albie whispering like, "Not exactly." And I'm like, yo. And so that's a running joke in the next as we go forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we see back on Dragon's ship, we see Dragon being all evil and stuff, right? He's like, yeah, my plot is underway. Oh. He's like, Monster, go do your thing. And then we see Monster going full on Terminator, blowing up stuff.
100%.
Just got full on Terminator / Alien and metal going on.
Yo, Dax City and doing his business. And Dax finds out the news and he goes out to handle that.
Yeah, he was like the war. He's like, I gotta go. The war has begun, and so he heads to the front. I think this is the front of the house at that point. That he jumped up.
The crater isn't, hopefully.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, and then he literally transforms right in broad daylight into Mass Rider, giving no whatsoever.
Not one. He said, why I gotta have a secret identity? I don't even belong here. Mass Rider.
I'm like, yo.
He like, who the fuck I gotta hide to?
And then who is peeking over the wall? I'm like, oh no. So they're looking. Molly is like, oh snap. Oh, big bug. I just saw a big bug in this bed and I got to hurry. Mind you, ain't nobody noticed Furbus yet. But
I'm telling you, bro, if you walk into your house and you see this giant baby chicken running through this shit with a freaky ass face, man, that's nightmare fuel.
So then that was the end of the episode.
Yep. And then the preview they had was just funny. It was some Dragon Ball Z ass. They just kept asking questions.
I love this narration at the end of the preview that they do in Mass Rider.
Dragon Ball Z vibe.
Yep, they're like,
will the Mass Rider handle this situation?
Right, yeah. Will Furbus get out of this situation? Find out next time on the next episode of Mass Rider. I love those.
Will a motherfucker finally get fed up with Furbus and cook him? Find out next time on Mass Rider.
What is your beef with Furbus? What he do to you? Homie just be chilling and causing mischief. That's all he be doing.
Bury him under some rocks. Yo. You have him with a nice Keon tea.
Man, I don't know. I think it's that hatred of Alpha 6. You just got beef for everybody on eating doing.
Nah, this Furbus shit is ugly. I got different reasons for beef with this thing. The Alpha 6 was a culture vulture. This one is just a little. This is a chicken nugget. This is a fucking walking chicken nugget.
Oh man, so yeah.
I don't respect his name because that's just a Furby to me. That's a weird ass, big ass Furby to me. He a Furby chicken nugget.
So your thoughts on episode 1?
I said we got the layout of the plot and start things, but nothing really happened. Eccentric bunch of characters around for sure though. I don't know. Just continue just to see how this part wraps up. This is something else.
Yeah.
But for me, this is my first time actually watching Mass Rider. I've seen it for years, just passed on by and shit like that. But I've never watched the American version of Mass Rider. So getting this, especially my introduction to Furby. Oh, like, ew. Literally my first reaction, I was like, what the fuck is that? So that little nigga run across the screen, I was like, ew, how y'all made Furbies even uglier?
Oh, man. Listen, I enjoyed this first episode of Mass Rider. It sets up the show well.
Yeah, first 2 minutes. First 2 minutes gave me just enough, and then you skip next.
Right. I like the comedy that they had in here. I like the way that they introed Dex. And by the time we got to the end of the episode, especially with the narrator at the end, it definitely made me want to watch episode 2. It's like, okay. He's like, you know what? I was wondering that question too.
Like I said, if you came in here, but like straightforward, no Power Ranger knowledge, that's perfectly fine. If you came in here with even as a child, if you came in here with a Power Ranger brain, you like, nigga, where's the Power Ranger? like, who is this guy? What's he doing all this shit by himself? Where the Power Rangers at? You fucking with me, right?
Right? If I was thinking like Lord Dragon got you got the smoke last time, I didn't think you would want more of that.
Damn, what the
fuck? maybe that's why he came to Earth in the first place, to get his revenge.
Alright, sure.
Son was like, oh, word, y'all from Earth? Yeah,
maybe him and Lord Zed got that Dwayne The Rock Johnson contract where they would just collab together. They said, hey brother, you want this side of Cali? I take the other side of Cali.
Zed was like, Draken, I'm going on vacation.
Fact.
He's like, perfect.
That's probably the vacation they went on to make that future.
Maybe he went on his honeymoon.
They probably made their future ugly ass son in the future. the one between Rita and Zed. That's that half human, half skull looking thing.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe is this when Zed went on his honeymoon? What the fuck? Gotta piece together this time.
Him and the Power Rangers all went on a break for 2 seasons and 40 episodes somehow.
Listen, time moved fast. That could have been like a week. Like
I guess so.
We off now. We off. But yeah, this was a fun episode. It was a fun episode to get into. And it takes us to episode 2.
Yeah. Wait. So, you said it was good overall.
Yes.
All right. So episode 2. Let's go into Escape from Eden Part part 2.
Right, so we get our intro.
Rider. Yep.
That's Rider. Doom. Right,
and
so
now they explain everything over again, which makes sense now that you've seen the first episode.
Yeah, now it's like, okay, now we know why everybody's here and everybody doing their thing, right? He's like, okay, so cool, we got that. So we're like, okay, we good, we with it.
Yep. Now we got a run back of how we left off.
Yep. So Dex as Masked Rider disappears. We see Molly is like, what the heck, big bug. Still nobody saw Ferbus.
Nope.
And she's like, I gotta tell Herbie.
Yep.
So Molly's on her way, to go find Herbie the gossip. And then we're back to the monster.
Yeah, villains
wreaking havoc.
The monster's destroying the city, and the villains are chatting.
Back to Draken Skull ship, and he's talking to his gang. He's like, my plan is underway. It's going as planned.
Yes, my plan is going as planned.
Nefarious like, yes, my Lord Draken.
Yeah, man. Nothing says a perfect lackey like a lackey named Nefarious.
Yo, I'm like, the names that they gave you. Yo, I'm like, okay.
I'm not gonna lie. Nefarious looked like a bootleg Scorpina.
I ain't want to say it, but
yeah, I looked at her. I was like, Scorpina, that you? Did you get kicked out of the crew? And she was like, so what's going on with you doing now?
when you order Scorpina from Wish,
that ass. Shit.
Yo, so the next thing we're back on Earth and we see the monster. Yo, this thing give me heavy Terminator vibes. Something turned into a whole speeding bullet. Then he turned into a whole little dagger thing.
Keep that in mind for what they said at the narration at the end of the episode, because that shit had me dying.
Oh. Yo, oh man.
See that shit like that is why that shit like that at the end. That's why I like the questioning narrator shit at the end, because that was funny.
So next scene we see Molly and Albie in the garden with Ferbus, and then his parents come back and they try to block him, but his dad's like, hey, start sneezing again. He's like, man, what is going on?
Shit, I'd be swinging at the ear button. I'm like, which one of y'all niggas got it? Y'all got somebody here. Fuck out of here. I am not. Every time I come in my house,
he's like, it must be allergies or something. He's like, we gotta go. We gotta get these boxes down to this thing. But he's like, achoo. He's like, man, this the BS. What's going on?
And then he said school is canceled because of all the alien activity.
And then
that never canceled school in Angel Grove.
Listen, and then it's so funny. The next scene, though, we see them walking by. We see Ferbus in the same position as the statue. And they start cracking up. And so did I, because that was hilarious. I'm like, yo, this is why we rock Ferbus. He's funny.
Whatever, chicken nugget.
So, Ferbus, he jumps down, then he jumps into the little wheel scooter, right? Mm-hmm. And he's going down. He's like, I don't know how to control this. I can't stop.
Yep.
So
at that point, I definitely knew Furby was definitely a joke character.
So then the thing stops at the gate, and Ferbus goes flying into the box, and someone's like, oh shoot, he closes down the box, and Hal loads him up into the car, right? So the next thing we see Masked Rider fighting Dragon's monster.
Mm-hmm. Yo, this shit had me dying. I said, when he started fighting the thing, he got one shot at through a building. I was like,
man, I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be a fight. Nah, he's like, hold that. He was like, hold that.
I was rolling. I was like, oh, what an introduction, man.
Nah, son took that kick. He was like, oh, nah, but we not gonna do that.
He said he pulled up that same Dwayne Rock Johnson contract. He said, "Well, you're not gonna whip my ass on my show."
Listen, son went full on Bandit Keith. He's like, F this hand-to-hand stuff. Hold that.
Oh my god!
And so at this point, he's Masked Rider start fighting back. That
alien was smoking his ass until he kicked that monster until it blew up. He's like Dex is like fighting him, and he's like, this is a problem. He said, now I understand why Power Rangers fighting teams.
Right? He's like, all right, he got to go. Jumped up, double rider kick. He's like, nah, you got to go, son.
He hit him with the fancy.
He kicked him off that thing. So now we're at the school, and the students, bringing in all this stuff and all the food. We see Patsy and Herbie, and Patsy over there hating on Molly.
They said hater nation in the building.
Right? And you see Molly, she's like, you think Molly pretty to me? And Herbie like, no, he's hating.
Let's say hit simp.
Hating. I'm like, right? And then Hal, all this time, he putting down the box, he over here sneezing. He's like, I don't know what's going on. And then we see, oh my goodness, and then after a while, we see the parents grouping up and stuff like that.
There's a meeting called at the school to figure out a plan of action to take on this alien or all the alien, investigations and shit that's happening.
Right, and at this point, we see Fergus jump out of the box and start running, and then Molly and Albie see Fergus, so they go chasing after him. Mm-hmm. He goes outside. They go outside, right, and they say, "Yo, Fergus, what are you doing here?" Like, "Yo, Fergus, go find Dex." Mm-hmm. So Fergus goes to find Dex. So the next thing, we see Masked Rider, not looking so hot after his battle.
Yo, Dax is folded like some cheese, bro. That nigga was out.
Listen, son fell to the floor and turned over. He's like, oh, this was not what I was expecting. Oh man. So Albie and Molly, along with Fergus, they find Dex. They're like, yo, we gotta get him home. Mm-hmm. So he's like, listen. He's like, nah, take Fergus home. I gotta go think because I just got my ass whooped. So
the big time.
Hold up.
Nigga said I got one shot through a building and that nigga started smoking me. I gotta think of a better strategy than this. Like, this can't be my Ranger suit.
Like, I got some reflecting on life to do.
Fact.
So right, he goes to some random cliff somewhere. And he calls King Lexian. He's like, yo, Lexian, bro, this ain't it.
He's like, Grandpa, what you got, bro?
He's like, that monster gave me that work. He brought the smoke. Yeah. In fact, 100%. He brought the chimney.
He brought the buildings down on my head. Right? I got bricks, my nigga. Help me.
He's like, remember the Power Rangers? Yeah, they got backup, right? So you need some backup. Mm-hmm. So he's like, listen.
So you sending somebody from my crew, right?
Nah. No, I'm not doing that. Nah, you gonna have to use your powers to get you some backup because I ain't sending nobody.
He said, grandson, you solo dolo on this mission. Damn.
He's like, I ain't got no backup.
He said, my neck, my back, and my back. Come on, man.
He was like, all right, time to do the alien stuff. Temple time. Let's go.
Yeah, figure out that.
Right, so he pulls the temple. He breaks down some walls. He goes to his big cave.
While he cooking that up, Nefarious is ordered to send down maggots to recruit people for their evil.
Yeah, the maggots.
Yeah, they got maggots. That's their putties.
Yes, that's their putties. So they send down the maggots, and yo, bruh.
Nah, that shit had me dying. While the kids go and hide Furby chicken sandwich, the maggots monsters pull up on them. And yo, the way how these people reacted to that shit, oh my god.
Yo, the way they do that. So the maggots just roll up in the school.
Dead ass.
They just walked in like, hello. The people was just like, they look and they see the maggots. No, not even none of that. They was like, oh, the maggots was more scared of the people than the people were scared of them. But
to be honest, to the maggots' defense, there was like 3 of them, and there was like 20 parents. Yeah, they could have jumped them. But
then the maggots manned up and they walked up to Hal and Barbara. They looked around at everybody, and Hal was like, everybody calmly leave, man up. People got the heck up out of there.
Imagine a scene where the maggots pulled up and somebody just had Raid in their bag and just turned around.
That would happen to Angel Grove.
I mean, the way how that school was looking, I thought it was fucking Angel Grove High.
Right? So, as this is going on, we're back to Dex in the cave, and we hear King Lexian tell him, like, yo, you gotta get you some allies, so look into your mind and see it and make it appear. So, he's basically telling Dex to manifest it.
That's your thoughts.
Yeah. He's like, Dex, you gotta manifest it, bro. Mm-hmm. Manifest you what you need. So,
you gotta get it, you gotta take it, you gotta want it, brother.
So, then we see he manifests the first item, which is the motorcycle. Mm-hmm. And then we see him manifest the second item, which is a car.
Yep. And at that point, I said the inspirations is running straight through. I know if this series wasn't successful, but just like what Saban does is they love to take all the series that they definitely worked on and definitely add that shit to the Power Rangers, because that's exactly what the hell this shit is. This is layouts for Turbo and then future inclinations of Power Rangers getting bikes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this is 100. All I saw the second he brought out that bike in that car, I was like, Saban said, I know what's going to the main series.
Yep. So at this point, King Lexian, he sees King Lexian, he's like, thank you. He's like, nah, you did that, homie. You did that.
And then the kicker was these motherfuckers talk.
Yep. So they started talking, and Dex was like, who said that?
I said the same thing too.
And then he was like, then they started introducing themselves. So the bike is named Chopper, and the car's named Magnum.
Yeah.
And so they started talking. It's like, it's like, oh, y'all talk. Okay, I ain't asked for all that, but
yeah, I think that was it, because they said visualize and manifest that shit. That probably came out because he was watching cartoons.
You know, I can definitely see that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
That nigga watched too much cartoons, so he gave these motherfuckers voices. Right? Especially Magno. Magno sounded like a prick.
Yo, listen. Chopper was like, yeah, I'm faster than you, man. Man was like, listen, I got stuff, I got sensors, all that stuff.
Yeah,
and
the car can detect villains.
Yep. And she was like, look, I got sensors. And she's touching on her. She's like, oh my. And he sees the maggots. He's like, okay, it's time to transform. Ectophase activate. Let's go. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, smash right in time. Yep. And he's like, okay. He's like, all right, yo, I got to get to these monsters. He's like, yo, if you need to get there fast, I'm your guy. He's like, the first thing he turns to Magna. He's like, Magna. She's like, yeah, fortunately, he's right. Yeah. She didn't want to give him no win.
Pretty much.
Not Chopper, no win whatsoever. So he takes
their
Chopper.
Dynamic.
Yeah. So Dexter, you keep an eye on things.
So somehow this news already got to Drago.
Right? He's like, yeah, he's got 2 new accomplishments. He got 2 new technical aids. And he's like, destroy them. He will have no advantages in this war. I'm like, hey, well, we can say at least Drago's smart.
I still wanted. I guess he must have intercepted the message or something. I'm like, how the fuck y'all know about this already?
I'm assuming he's scanning the Earth the same way Zordon should be doing and should have went woo, but maybe he's doing
not.
it right.
Shit.
Right? Obviously, someone is paying attention.
Yeah. someone got their cameras on lock.
So back at the school, Higginford was starting trouble. The son picked up some tomatoes and he threw the tomatoes at one of the maggots, and one of the maggots was like, oh, word. Then he picked something else up and threw it at the other maggot, and so they thought the other maggots like, yo, you do that at me, son? Oh, word? Oh, that's how you feel? Then they started throwing the maggot threw one at him, started throwing food at him. Mm-hmm. One of them threw food and hit Patsy.
Yeah. I was like, at that point, yeah, this is a running joke, huh?
Oh, and then Furbus is watching his handiwork. He's just cracking up.
Yep. And then Dax showed up out of nowhere.
Right? Yeah, like, yo, then they was just getting in, throwing him in the punch, and then Dex was like, hey, you guys, what are you doing?
Yeah. He was like, what the fuck is going on here?
He was like, bruh, one of them slipped on a banana peel. I'm like, bro. He was like, son. And then like, yo, get him. He's trying to clown us. Get him. So Dex is over here fighting the maggots. They was coming after him. They tried to throw the acid at him. He was like, he was
ready this time. He smoked their asses like putty.
Right. He's like, I'm not about to get washed twice in
bro.
this day.
He said, I got recognized by that building. Like, fuck out of here. I'm never going through brick again.
Like, you know, do it be dirty, but die. It was them maggots. They brought out some tongue and they was getting at him.
Yeah.
But then he pulled the rug from under them.
Mm-hmm, literally.
And it was like, you know what? Nah, we not gonna do this. We out of here.
Yep. So after they left, Dax had called the people to come out, and he made his pledge call of he's the hero of justice for them.
Yeah. They're like, who are you? Like he's like, do we need to be thankful? He's like, nah, I don't need no thanks necessary, man. And then he went off. He's like, they was like, oh, what a nice bug.
Nah, they really called him a polite bug. I was weak.
Yeah. So back on.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say back with the villains. This was the most interesting conversation because I did have this in mind, and this was an interesting thing that was brought up that was actually truly like highlighted of here because they said one of them suggested to send the monsters all at once, and Dragon said that's too much, one at a time, because if I send them all at once, I can't control them all. They're all doing their own frenzy shit that I can't even handle all that shit on Earth. That's why they send the monsters one by one.
Yep.
I was like, you know what? Someone finally said it because a lot of people have said, why don't you just send all the motherfuckers to jump the motherfucker?
Because he said he's like even I couldn't handle all these monsters.
He said that's too many. I'm happy somebody said it. They said the quiet part out loud finally, and they did it in 2 episodes.
But
shout outs.
There you go. Right? So he's like, all right, I'm gonna send this one. He was like, go. Nefaria was like, okay, master, yeah, send that. And it was like, I'm gonna send him to attack his stupid motorcycle. Yep. So they send the monster down to attack Chopper of all things. I'm like, okay, we're attacking Chopper. Okay. So he sends the tank, and he goes down. He's like, okay, I located Chopper. And I'm like, so Chopper goes into a battle with the tank, and he getting washed like Dex did.
Yeah.
I'm like, Chopper, he's gonna do something. Oh, I get knocked down. Okay, I'm get back up. Oh, now I'm about to pick my big wheel up for you. You're not gonna do me like that. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna pop this wheelie. He's like, oh, the monster was like, oh, that tickles. And he knocked Chopper over again.
It was bike versus tank. Your damn Skippy is gonna tickle.
And then here comes Dex thinking he's gonna do something. He gets smacked over to. So I was like, yo, this ain't my day. I was like,
on top of that, just a little thing on the tank OD Beetletron. That's definitely the voice of Fish Face from Lost Galaxy.
wow.
I heard the voice off rip. I was like, Fish Face?
Wow, that's crazy.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you, Saban said if this shit ain't gonna work out, everybody just go into the Power Ranger series. That's all Saban's whole, like, Saban will drop out like a whole line of series of different things. If it don't work out, it's getting attached to Power Rangers.
So at this point, Matt in the cave, he's like, yo, they getting washed. All right, you know what? I know Dex told me to stay here, but they need help, so I'm out.
Yep.
She started revving up the full Power Ranger phone, had a full explosion behind her and everything. She's like, I bet, let's go. I'm out this piece.
Car on his Zord mode.
Yep, she's like, let's go. I'm like, okay. So man, revved up. So Dex, you know, fighting the tank, getting his butt handed to him.
Yup.
Take a man and like, boom, hold that. Knocked him around sent him flying.
Yup.
I'm like, Magnum's like, I'm here. Like, y'all not doing it. And Dex like, okay, man, let's do this. Like, yo, get in, son. You know, she gets, Magna goes in, runs up on him, hits him with that clean side.
Yep.
Knocked him on his side. So I was like, oh, this ain't it. Oh no. And then Dex jumps out the car, busts out the electro saber.
Yeah, he was like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm gonna pull out on the saber on your ass.
He's like, I'm tired of y'all making me look bad. I'm the star of this show. Hold this.
Thanks. It's called Bass Rider.
Right?
For a reason.
And then he explodes. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Blow him up. Team celebrate.
Right? And on the ship, Dragon ain't too happy.
Obviously.
He's like, these fools. He's like, this Prince Dex, I will destroy him.
What is hell?
Yeah, he just big mad. He just big. He's like, so this is what Zed deals with every day.
Pretty much. Competent nimble.
Right? And then we see Dex, Mask Rider with Chopper and Magna saying, yeah, with y'all, anything that Dragon throws at us, we got this. So back at the Stewart's house, you know, they're sitting down eating dinner.
Yep.
And Hal is looking, you know, for Dex. He's like, Albie's like, I hope he's okay. And next, you know, Fergus done ran under the table, and here go Hal again. Choo!
Sneezing up.
Choo! You know, and so at this point, you know, Albie is passing Fergus some food. He passes Fergus a piece of broccoli. Fergus sent that sucker right back up. Whoop. He looked at that. He looked at broccoli. He's like, nah, son, hold that. Barbara tells Albie, stop playing with your food. He's like, yo.
I'm telling you, son, if Hal looks under the table for like 3 seconds, he's catching a heart attack.
Yo, fat. And then, Barbara looks like a burp, and Molly was like, oh, excuse me, yo. And then, so, you know, after all this banter back and forth, we finally see Dex pop up in the house like it's nothing.
And then they tried to make, what was it? The mom tried to make that silly joke. He was like, long day at the office. Like, what?
He's like, I haven't been in any office. Yo, Dex is completely oblivious.
Honestly, that question was so silly to a random kid. I felt cringe for the mom. I was like, that joke wouldn't even go work even if he was from Earth.
Facts. They you know they had to get it in. They
I was
had
like,
to get it in.
whatever, cringe.
They definitely had to get it in. So, you know, they talking around and like, yo, Dex, we want you to stay here with us. And Dex, and they was like, Dex, like that? He's like, yeah, you know, it'd be nice to have a family again. I was like, oh. And just down there just sitting at the table eating and Ferbus being Ferbus.
Yeah, and they make a joke on him learning English.
Yeah.
And then they all have that 90s style, everybody laugh together until we freeze frame. Dun 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 dun. Ha 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 ha. And then that was the end.
That was the end.
Yep. So let's get into these preview questions, y'all. Listen, first of all, the first one about if he has a career as a silver bullet.
Yo.
That, and then the last one, I wrote this verbatim. The most Ayo question from the narrator was saying if she gonna find out cream pies is good for her face. I was like, motherfucker.
Yo, when I heard that,
the narrator won
like,
me for that one. I was dying.
I'm like, why they didn't catch that? I was like, yo.
Ain't no way in hell we were supposed to meant to catch that. That narrator had fun. This nigga said, is she gonna find out if cream pies is good for her face? Find out next time on the Mask. I was like, no, we not gonna find that out on the Mask Rider. Yo,
that narrator was having too much fun with them questions. Somebody was like, what can we get away with?
They handed him a script. He said, well, fuck that. I'm gonna ask, because he sounds like a person who walked into this alien series and was like, what's going on? I'm just gonna ask my normal questions.
He's like, I'm allowed to freestyle this? Okay.
Oh, he said freestyle. I will freestyle. Get that young girl a cream pie. Like, what?
He's like I can ask questions based on the show, and I can be creative. Oh, say less.
He looked at Haim Saban and said, "You don't want me to do that."
he's like, all right, I got some questions. Yeah, based on the episode. Oh yeah, I got 3 questions. Okay, you got it. Here you go.
He said, is anybody cooking Furbus? No.
Yo, like I said, dumb narrated questions at the end, they cracked me up.
Nah, the first one had me like, but that second episode, I was like, all right, it sounded like the narrator, my favorite character.
Yeah, he having fun. Having fun. That's what's up.
Yeah. But so my final impressions is, I said, so for an American audience with Masked Rider, you're going from a team of 5 to 6 multicolored Raiders to a one-man army with bikes and cars. Could be a stark difference, but I can see how things paved the way for other things down the line in like history, Bikes, Machine Empire, Diva Talks, Galaxy, Turbo, etc. Definitely funny all around. Just watching this with just an eye out for stuff. It's just the series is hilarious to me.
Yeah, my thoughts on this as a series, I liked it. I'm here for the characters. I'm here for the funny. I'm here for Dex. These 2 episodes really brought it back, and I'm like, oh, I remember how fun Masked Rider was. And the narrator, I completely forgot about him until I started watching these episodes. I was like,
goddamn comments at the end was too funny. I would appreciate a compilation of that shit on YouTube.
Yo, that's wild. Like I said, this would be something I would definitely watch just for the doggone narrator alone, just to flashback and see what he was saying.
Like I said, give me a compilation to all the end of the episodes on YouTube, and that sounds like a good time.
But yeah, Masked Rider, this is a fun one. I would,
because that's the second episode, and he wilded out with cream pies. And this got 40 episodes. I could imagine the reckless shit this nigga was saying all throughout.
All right, this is definitely one of those things I would binge on a day that I wasn't too busy and I didn't have anything crazy to watch. If I had my backlog was clear, this would be something I would definitely sit there and binge.
Oh no, definitely I can see that.
So Masked Rider definitely gets a thumbs up.
So we close the book on the Masked Rider, and so next review episode is a wild card up in the air thing. So it's still we still working on the next supposed guest arg. So we'll see on that special. It's gonna be up in the air on if we gotta pull an audible, or we'll finagle what's to be heard on the next episode. But that's all I can say in preview.
Okay, yeah. So mystery episode coming soon.
Yeah. So anyways, we got an email set up to set up your comments and concerns and anything y'all want to send to us, or press passes, because your boys be filling out the applications and stuff like that. So whatever y'all want to start sending the boys some what's up, then I mean we here. We wanna see y'all at the next whatever convention y'all want to send us to, because free rides lit. So send that to at blerdbynature@gmail.com, Facebook and Instagram at Blerd By Nature, Twitter spelled at Blerd By Nature, nature spelled Naure. Co-host, hit us with the YouTube,
and you can find us on YouTube by searching for Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Yep. So far right now we have as we are speaking right now, our latest episode out. The Vault episode wise is still Yasuke 1, and our latest upload is the Yukio, aka with Ryan Lord 69. And we got any final notes before I hit the outro, co-host?
Furbus is awesome.
Furbus is a dinner snack. Furbus is Nightmare Fuel's dinner snack. He is like the encompass of perfectly encaptured 90s creature.
So who you got, Furbus or Alpha 6?
I think I would take Furbus because I could cook him.
Why you want to cook Furbus?
I ain't the only one looking at that series. I'm telling you, the second Dax left, he was hollering for Dax for a reason. There's a reason he left that shit so quick.
Listen, we not trying to cook Furbus. We not trying to put him in the box with Curry. We not trying to do none of that. Okay, that's the homie.
No, you're right. He put himself in the box. He probably put himself in, what was it? Blue Apron box. Yes. It's coming soon. A nice Furbus dinner.
No.
Yes. I can hear Furbus now with a little Yep.
No, we not doing.
Yes.
No, we are not doing this.
Yeah. There's your yo. He gonna get cooked.
Like no.
Yeah. Put that nigga over slow roast.
Oh no.
I'm telling you, the second Dax left, the reason why Furbus got his ass to Earth so fast definitely is because them niggas was like, so yeah, we kind of been on this planet for a while and we kind of hungry. Cause I didn't see no food around.
and I seen enslaved people.
Oh,
Best believe if one of them enslaved people saw Ferbus, it would have been a different situation.
Oh my goodness.
They wouldn't have saved him from some rocks. They would have definitely checked if he was dead because they wanted to cook.
Save Ferbus, y'all. Hashtag save Ferbus.
Hashtag Thanksgiving dinner with Ferbus.
No, bro.
Thanksgiving 2023, y'all. We having Ferbus.
No,
we having Ferbus. Ferbus is on the menu.
Run, Ferbus, run.
Cook, Ferbus, cook.
Oh my goodness. On that note.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us today from Black Dr. Nerd Power. This is Nicholas, Mr. Go With The Flow.
And this is the man with the plan, Maurice.
And this was another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast. Slow roast them, baby. Slow roast them.
We not cooking the homie. We are
Slow
not
cooking, baby.
cooking
Slow
the
cooking,
homie.
baby. Yeah, you're right. We not cooking the homie. He ain't the homie. He did
No. We not doing this. We not doing this.
Cooking.
Thank you for listening, everyone. And until next time, peace.
Peace.